And what I like about Mediterranean food is usually when you get it, you get such a good variety of stuff. Like I got, it came with hummus and pitas. You dip the pitas in the hummus, and that was delicious.
Robust.
Insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking
robust.
Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce.
Robust.
I will tell you guys is thus.
Robust. Robust.
They came with their rice, which is the seasoned rice. The tastes, again, it tastes kind of different from other cultures' rices. It has peas and carrots, but it's also got this unique seasoning in it that's really good. And then also a side salad, which was like lettuce, tomato, onion,
robust,
insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking
robust.
Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce.
Robust.
I will tell you guys is thus.
Robust. Robust. Robust.
We went and got dinner. Now, this was a double-edged sword.
That is business related, and I do still have it.
It's WWE champion time. Go, 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 go.
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck.
I love it. Go, 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 go.
By eBay. Hell! It's been tough. I always think that it's my fault. Drinking gin. Yep, I'm toxic. I love Hulk Hogan's dick. My ass is so fucking stretched. Oh, no, you didn't, you motherfucking piece of shit cocksucker. Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you.
For now?
Go, 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 go.
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck.
I love it. Go, 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 go.
By eBay. Hell! Hateful slurs. Lame brain pieces of dumb fucking hateful slurs.
Why am I toxic?
I love it.
Hey, Mr. Burnell, you there? I am present.
Right, I understand. He's claiming that he's got $5,000 a month in expenses and only $5,000 a month in income, and net's about $35.
It's Kevin's fault.
The topic I want to discuss is depression. Depression is not a joke. It's not something to be joked about with. You are not alone. You are not a horrible person because you have this. It's not your fault. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me. It's WWE Champions time.
It's been tough. Over the last decade. It has. It's been tough. It's been tough. Over the last decade. It has. It's been tough. It's been tough. Phil's a beggar. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. It's been tough. Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. It's been tough. Phil's a beggar. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. It's been tough. Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar.
Super Meat Boy is in the stream chat, whining and complaining, saying I never talk to anyone unless they tip me or they send me money, which is completely false. All he's been doing is sitting there all night complaining that he's depressed and no one cares. And everyone's basically ignoring him because you're like, dude, we just don't care. You know, you come in and the first thing you say is you're depressed. And what are we supposed to say to that? Now he expects that I'm going to derail the whole stream to talk to him live. So let's do it. Super Meat Boy, how you doing? You're really depressed tonight, huh? You're really depressed.
My stream is my place of business.
The company's name is Burnell Productions. Is internet content creation of on-demand and also live video streaming services.
Big up to your dad. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Please tip me. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Because I have bills coming up. Please pay my bills. I'm nervous. Draft for cash.
You better take a sip.
Please pay my bills. I'm nervous. Draft for cash.
Get a real fucking job.
I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Please tip me. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Because I have bills coming up. They fucked me again, left and right, and my ass is so fucking stretched out at this point. It's time to push back. It's time to push back. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Please tip me. I'm the one who operated a successful YouTube channel. Because I have bills coming up. I've never ever used a hateful slur. Ever. And that pisses me off. I want to watch some faggot. Some homo. Fiddle's a nigger.
You better take a sip.
The rain is very heavy. Heavy is the rain. Just the rain has lots of acid weight. The rain is very heavy. Heavy is the rain.
I'm a mature adult with a business degree.
Big, 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 big. All I see you do is big, 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 big. Little piggy, why you? Big, 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 big. All I see you do is big, 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 big. Little piggy, why you?
This one's for all my baby girls.
And it starts to click, you know, if someone just keeps saying sorry when they do something, they're not really apologizing, right? If apologizing isn't just words, it's I will not do this thing again because I feel bad about it. If you keep doing the thing, it's not actually an apology.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words.
You have no respect. Do you value money more than our friendship?
But that's the way of them saying, we want nothing to do with Phil at all moving forward. Let's make up a bunch of shit or twist a bunch of shit to make him sound bad because everyone hates him now anyway on the internet. So let's make him look like the villain so everyone will believe it and we'll just be washing our hands of the whole situation and we never have to deal with him ever again. And you know what? Look what's happened. Literally, no one bugs them anymore. Nothing. It's all, they're completely washed. The hands are clean.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words. It's I will not do this thing again.
You have no respect.
Because I feel bad about it.
He watches too much WWE. John starts getting text messages at 6 o'clock in the morning. That means it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there. So now, when you start reading them, you start looking at it, and it doesn't make any sense why he's even texting. And it's not even coherent. So you start wondering if the guy was, like, if he's been drinking and texting.
I actually admitted this last year. I'll say it again. I actually do play some mobile games. I do. All right. The ones that I play are free to play or incredibly inexpensive. Like you spend $1 here or there to make progress.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Got me that gotcha. I love it. Got me that gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on Street. It's WWE Champions time. I'm stupid. WWE game plays like Candy Crush.
moving gems around, breaking colored gems. I love it. Again, it's pay to win. The more money you sink into it, the more characters you can summon, the higher chance you'll get the better characters, etc., etc. All right? Got me that gotcha. I love it. Got me that gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on stream. Gotcha. Got me that gotcha. Thanks for the money, dummies. Supercar. That was a mobile game I played like 5-6 years ago, a lot. For about a year, I played it pretty hardcore. All right, even at that point, that was before everything kind of fell apart with YouTube and everything. I was putting a little bit of money into it. I was playing for the top cards. I was playing the shit out of that game, okay? After about a year, they launched what they called Season 2, which reset all the cards in the game and made all your progress essentially worthless. And I said, this game fucking sucks. What a complete waste of time that this was, all right?
Now, what does the sugar do in the sauce?
Adds sweetness, adds a contrast. If you don't, it's all going to be tartness, and you won't have any
it's kind of sweetness. It's going to be acidity from tomatoes.
Right, you'll have
and then
tart and it's acid and nothing else. Alright. So now we got to stir all that in, and then we add our final ingredients, and then the meat.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side flip. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. I'm half kind of European mix. European style, Asian fusion style. Tips. Greasy hair. Pasta once a week. The authentic style, Asian fusion style. Italian.
Guess what else we're going to add?
What?
Sausage. Italian sausage. That's going to go in here too.
I love sausage. I have had many varieties.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side flip. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. Why do you pretend to be Italian? I don't. I'm not full-blooded Italian. That'd be ridiculous for me to claim. I am a quarter Italian. I am 1/4 Polish, and then I'm half kind of European mix.
Right now, for the next week, I'm literally strapped for cash. The only money I'll have is tips coming in on the streams. And that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. So now in the next few days, I have to raise money to pay my utilities. And then, you know, see what I mean? Like, this is how it is for me. Yet these shitheads out there want to fucking fuck with me behind the scenes, ruin all kinds of financial shit for me. Then on top of that, make stuff up to try to make me sound like a terrible person on the internet. To make money, I have to pay Ben bills. You know, I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay my taxes, pay my back taxes. I have to pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills, bitch. Pay Ben taxes. I have to pay Ben bills, bitch. Day to day, tips to tips, to pay bills and things. Eventually, things will get better. But kind of stuck right now with how things are. That's why I'm trying to make money. I have to pay Ben bills. You know, I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben taxes. Bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to. If you want to sit here and you want to pretend like you're holier than thou, I'm better than those content creators, man. Because I have a job where I work 9 to 5 and I bust my ass at my job and I earn a paycheck, man. And then I come home. See, I'm not on the internet begging for money all day, man. See, I'm better than them, man. No, you're not any better. Everyone's the same. No one's better than anybody else. Get your ass out there and fucking work, bitch.
Yesterday was a really slow day for me on stream. I didn't make a lot of support yesterday. It's you guys, and you know how much you're liking the content I'm doing in a given day, how much you can afford to support that content. Can you argue it's a begging model? I mean, I guess.
This dude is a piece of fucking garbage.
I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills.
Scumbags and mental cases on the internet still support I'm a beggar and I'm a loser and I'm on level 1. That I can't go on a honeymoon with my wife. I'm paycheck to paycheck. I'm on level 1.
I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills. I need this money, I get this money, beg for this money, I want the money. The only time I chill is when I pay my bills. The only time I get to chill is when I spend the bills.
If you are watching his shows and you're paying his bills, you're a fucking loser. You should not support this guy. He had an opportunity to make serious money to entertain you, and he wouldn't do it. But you're gonna still fucking give him $200? You're gonna give him $50 to pay his fucking bills? Nah, you got a job. You keep your money. Fuck that guy.
What the hell? The Meerkat playlist stopped and it went to something else. This is what DSP means when it goes like the playlists are all weird sometimes. This is not Meerkat, this is some random free for profit glaive Midwest hyper pop type beat title. What the fuck? Bring back Little Piggy.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck happened there. I just randomly decided to go to something else. What the fuck? Get your ass back on Little Piggy Meerkat's music. Yeah, the playlist just stops.
Yesterday.
That's what the next song was. That's annoying. Loop. Okay, aye. It wasn't on loop playlist. Here we go. Play the next bastard thing.
My life today is the best I've ever had. And I mean that. Like, every day I feel like is the best day of my life.
Your life is nothing.
I love my life. I have so much fun every single day.
You're bagging.
I love my life. I have so much fun. Everyone hates me. I have an emptiness in my life. Oh man, there's something huge missing from my life. I need a large group of friends. All I do is sit around drinking gin all day. Ladies and gentlemen, I play mobile games. Yes, I spend money on mobile games. I love my life. I have so much fun every single day.
You're bagging.
I love my life. I have so much fun. Everyone hates me. I love my life. I have so much fun every single day.
You're bagging.
I love my life. I have so much fun hates me.
You're still begging for $10 donations and $20 donations to pay your electric bill, to pay your fucking rent, all right? I get it. I'd hate me too. See you, Phil. Have a good one.
Because you're not rich and you're not famous and you're not this and you're not that. You had an opportunity to be, but you blew it all. And I said, well, oh well. I'm proud of that. I guess I'm proud to be a loser.
This one's for all my baby girls.
I'll be the guy on level 1. I streamed myself masturbating. I'll be the guy.
Fuck life.
I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy on level 1. Level 1. Married happily, paycheck to paycheck happily, meaningful relationship, meaningful life with a family. And that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. Tomorrow, if I stop streaming, I would not be able to get a job. So it would be the end of my life. But outside of that, everything else is good in my life. You know what I mean? So I'll be the guy on level 1. I streamed myself masturbating. I'll be the guy.
Fuck life.
I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy. I'll be the thousands of children.
Let me tell you something. When your life is all positive instead of negative, it's a much better situation. Big up, Skeeter Cat. And I can tell you that from personal experience. Look at my life now. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful life with a family, right? Everything here is so much better than what I had before. Why? Because I'm a positive person.
Why do I say I'm not a children's entertainer? Because I'm not a Muppet. I'm not here to play a character. I'm not here to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't dye my hair. I don't act stupidly constantly to get attention from children. I don't do stupid pranks. You know what I mean? I don't cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer.
Big up Skeeter Cat. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in dinner. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Act and talk a certain way with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in dinner. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Banana in my mouth.
This one's for all my baby girls.
I need banana, tasty banana. Banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in dinner. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Banana in my mouth.
When we hit the 250 vest streak for that celebration, I'm going to debut a new vest. There we go. Celebratory bubble blow. Very nice. There's bubbles everywhere. There's bubbles all over my PlayStation 4 controller. There's bubbles on my microphone stand. There's bubbles everywhere tonight. It's out of control.
This one's for all my baby girls.
And it starts to click, you know, if someone just keeps saying sorry when they do something, they're not really apologizing. Right? If apologizing isn't just words, it's I will not do this thing again because I feel bad about it. If you keep doing the thing, it's not actually an apology.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words.
You have no respect. Do you value money more than our friendship?
But that's the way of them saying, we want nothing to do with Phil at all moving forward. Let's make up a bunch of shit or twist a bunch of shit to make him sound bad because everyone hates him now anyway on the internet. So let's make him look like the villain so everyone will believe it, and we'll just be washing our hands of the whole situation and we never have to deal with him ever again. And you know what? Look what's happened. Literally, no one bugs them anymore. Nothing. It's all, they're completely washed. The hands are clean.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words. It's I will not do this thing again.
You have no respect.
Because I feel bad about it.
He watches too much WWE. John starts getting text messages at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. That means it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there. So now, when you start reading them, you start looking at it, and it doesn't make any sense why he's even texting. And it's not even coherent. So you start wondering if the guy was, like, if he's been drinking and texting.
Alright guys, it looks like the poll's going to have the yes to add in Serbia a very narrow victory. Now before we even go into it properly, I want to share with you guys the results of me searching Bingo for Sir. So here we go, this is Bingo. I typed in Sir and I limited it to the word podcast because obviously we only care about the word being brought up in the podcast. So it is happening sometimes, but it's not massively consistently. Like, it happened twice on the 9th, it happened once on the 7th, twice, 3 times on the 4th. Actually, twice on the 4th. There's a desire, so it includes parts of words, so it says Sir not. And to be fair as well, it's something. This is Sir, Madam, Siren, so it only happened once on the 9th. It happens sometimes, but it doesn't happen massively often. As I said, in July, I said in July there. Sir, just there. Desire to see me play Sir, I'm sorry. But then in June, it happens a couple of times, but this is all about desire. It's not about desire more than anything else here. Desire, desire, desire. Personally, I'm not sure Sir should be added. I know the poll has yes winning marginally, but it very rarely seems to come up unless somebody tips massively. And that doesn't actually happen a huge amount on these streams. Not in the, not, you know, like an M will turn up to drop a fucking massive tip is like once every month or something. Once every 2 months. You know, it's not a very regular occurrence, if you get what I'm saying. So even though yes is marginally winning the vote, I feel like being a bit selfish and, you know, doing some sort of executive decision to ignore the slight majority. I don't know. You know what, I'm going to add it for today. I'll add it for today. Try searching, thank you, Sir. No, you don't understand, Gojira. This picks up everything. I mean, I've had even less results. If thank you, Sir. I mean, I can break up, right? Thank you, Sir. There's only 3 results ever. 1 in June, 1 in February, and 1 from last year in December. There you go, it only happened 3 times in Gojira, so there you go. Although sometimes it doesn't say thank you, Sir, I say you get 49. Well, I search specifically for podcast. You might be getting certain hits from videos which are not related to the pre-stream shit, so it could be quite possible you're getting things involved when he's playing games, for example. If somebody does, also a lot of times his big tips will come in when he's playing a game, and he will go crazy and actually and just clown mode and go, oh, thank you so much, Sir, for the support today. But that's also when he's in the middle of a game. During this little dumbass podcast shit, he doesn't usually say it. What I could do, I'm going to add it for today. We'll add it for now, and we can always, remove it later. So let me end the poll. I'm still going to add it, right? So we'll add it to our list. Let me just include that there and save the notepad file. Now we go over to our bingo card generator. Even when it does use regular words, it's always in a snarky, sarcastic tone, correct? Right, time to generate some stuff. We need a word. Guys, it's time to pick the word. So can you, someone in chat, please pick a phrase, word, or action from the massive list available. A reminder of the list, guys, is here for you. There you go. So somebody please pick something there. I'm not going to go with the very first result this time. I want some variety, and I want you guys to try and help decide as well. And I'll say we had YT pose, I think, the other night, Zion, so I don't want to kind of repeat that. I'm pretty sure we had YT pose every night. Whereas WoW, it's right at the very last line. WoW is there. WoW's at the very bottom. That's a very recent addition. But it's the second last line, and it's after see what happens. Someone expects him to say sir during pre-stream. Occasionally he does, DJ Reno, but I've added it anyway because of the poll. I'm not going to go against the poll. And who knows, the card we have might not have the word sir in it. There's a possibility. It starts everything with oh my god. I guess we could add that randomly. I mean, it's very late in the day, but we could add that. Should we add oh my god randomly, or shall we just leave it for now? I'm going to leave it for now. This is what we're dealing with right now. We can always decide on stuff to add later on. We're finished amending the card for now. We're just trying to pick one now. So people have suggested WoW, Dead Air, Laughing. What else? Any Scat Talk's a good shout. Let me think. I am thinking. You know what? Laughs is new. And also, it can be any kind of laugh. It can be like I'm genuinely laughing about something, I'm having that kind of weird, sarcastic laugh, nonsense, not shit, you know. I'm going to go with laugh. I think, everyone alright with that? Everyone okay if I go with laugh? Or I'm like laughing about something. Wait, what? A future upgrade? How bizarre. We're going to go with laughs. Jesus, I hate lip smacks. Yes, yeah. I know it's my show, but I always feel it's quite an interactive kind of thing, and I want to make sure everyone's alright with some of the dumbass things I decide, you know. So we're gonna go with laughs. Now, guys, I need a number between 1 and 2 seconds. Between 1 and 242. 88 is the first number I saw. Thank you. We'll go to the 88th card. Here we go, the 88th card, which is the 89th result in the search, because the very first result is in the box at the very top for generating the card. So this is the 88th card. On the right hand side here, we've got WoW, $20+ and tips, detractors / trolls, him saying that, him clearing his throat, and him saying friends. For me, 88 showed up first, in my chat anyway. 88 from fellow Tractor showed up before Mind the Gap said 42. And then, so yeah. So, sorry, Mind the Gap, but to me, fellow Tractor got in before you. From what I see, fellow Tractor got in there first with 88, then Mind the Gap with 42, big fucking cheater with 34, then Dashy begging people not to do 69. So that's what I see. I'm just kind of going with what I see at my end. Sorry. I've noticed that with some chats on YouTube, obviously. Sometimes you'll think you beat the chat for someone else, and then if someone's got the chat displayed on screen, it'll show up after. So we cannot see the bingo card. Oh, okay, it's a good shout. Yeah, I really should show you the bingo card. I really forgot to just change over. The one on the right hand side here. WoW, $20+ and tips, detractor / trolls, throat clearing, and him saying friends. Digging in here, him standing up randomly. Bottom line is content and see what happens. Voice crack, nobody / no one, snort, Y / T-pose, and family. Him getting political. Oh god, not a political shit again. I really shouldn't be doing. I think political doesn't happen too much these days, so I feel like that's going to hurt us a wee bit. So that, defense mode, Twitter, support, and touch his face. And then finally, leg slap, a good old leg slap. Him laughing, him saying positive, him saying engagement, and him trying to explain something. So that is our bingo card for today, guys. Hopefully people are happy with this card. Hopefully it can actually get us 25 out of 25. Because if we get a full 25 out of 25, somebody in my chat will win a prize. And that prize will be a gift card. £25 gift card like Amazon or something like that. We can deal with the logistics of it all if we actually do win one time, so let's just play the game first and see how we do. I want to say, very quickly save this bingo card and get set up and everything else. And we're on a stream here. DSP is awake. He's just shouted good morning, everyone. So fucking hooray for that. Phil is awake. Let me set up the nonsense here. Got that there. And then to open up Microsoft Paint. And I'll get the thing open and get it ready to... I'll change the colour as well, because I don't use like the default green anymore because the default green is too dark, so I customise it so it's quite a light green so people can still see the word. So for example, it's going to look like that. So that way people can still see the word, and it's also, you can tell it's marked on the bingo card as being done. So there we go. Now we just undo that, there you go. And yeah, I think we're essentially ready to go. We're just going to play some music until Phil goes live, I guess. So yeah, let's enjoy some Meerkat music again.
I actually admitted this last year. I'll say it again. I actually do play some mobile games. I do. Alright? The ones that I play are free to play or incredibly inexpensive, like you spend $1 here or there to make progress.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Got me that gotcha. I love it. Got me that gotcha. Gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on street. It's WWE Champions time. I'm stupid. WWE game plays like Candy Crush. Moving gems around, breaking colored gems. I love it. Again, it's pay to win. The more money you sink into it, the more characters you can summon, the higher chance you'll get the better characters, etc., etc. Alright? Got me that gotcha. I love it. Got me that gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on street. Gotcha. Got me that gotcha. Thanks for the money, dummies. Super Cup. That was a mobile game I played like 5-6 years ago. A lot. For about a year. I played it pretty hardcore. Alright, even at that point, that was before everything kind of fell apart with YouTube and everything. I was putting a little bit of money into it. I was playing for the top cards. I was playing the shit out of that game, okay? After about a year, they launched what they called Season 2, which reset all the cards in the game and made all your progress essentially worthless. And I said, this game fucking sucks. What a complete waste of time that this was. Alright? Today, some shithead hater will take something that I say out of context, and a ton of morons will watch that video. So within a day or two, that video will get like 5,000 views. While my daily gameplay...
Meerkat, stop your music. 2 seconds. I see Goat Luchis in the stream. By the way, guys, if you're not aware, Goat Luchis, he does detractor videos as well. And I think he got struck. I don't know if he got struck by you know who or not. But I know they kind of... They're doing a thing anyway, and Shinko gave him a shout out before as well. So I'm going to do the same here and recommend Goat Luchi. Let me just pull up their channel. Where are you? Why aren't you? Hang on, where are you? Where are you? You had a video as well, but there you are last year. There you go. So I'm going to share the link in the description, guys. Goat Luchi does his own videos. It's a new channel because I think he got 3 strikes off you know who. He's back. And yeah, and he's doing the detractor videos again. So get Goat Luchi or Luci. I assume it's Luci. To me, I see Luci. It looks a bit Italian to me, so I say Luci. Like I'm a big fake fancy ass Italian. But let's get him some subscribers again because he got nuked by you know who. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Beatles song, random, I know. Anyway, but yeah. These videos we watch, you know, it's like it's quite digestible content and all that, and it's just, you know, helping a fellow detractor out. So yeah. I had a new video as well earlier on about DSP's new PC. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, back to the music. That's enough shameless plugs randomly.
Play videos, each are getting what, like 1,000 views, if that? Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not? YouTube doesn't care. Illegal, immoral, harmful, fucking toxic. This is insane. This is fucking toxic. Cuck life. It became a meme, right? The meme was to hate on me. Were there legitimate reasons? At first, there were. But over the years, are you shitting me how I've changed, like how different I am now? There is nothing fucking legitimate you could do. With the shit these people say and do, the insane amounts of slander and defamation about me that's just untrue on the internet. There's no way I could ever, in any capacity, you know, legally or otherwise, there's no way I could even dispute 99% of the shit they say because of the insane amount of it that they say. Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not? YouTube doesn't care. Illegal, immoral, harmful, fucking toxic. This is insane. This is fucking toxic. Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not? YouTube doesn't care. Illegal, immoral, harmful, fucking toxic. This is insane. This is fucking toxic. Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not?
Because I just want you guys to understand that means the world to me when I get a message like that. Like, it's been tough. You know, my life has been tough over the last decade. It has. And when I read a message like that, I'm sorry that I'm tearing up like a baby. But when I read a message like that, it makes me feel like it was worth it. You know, like all the shit that happened to me and all the stress and the mental shit that I go through on a daily basis, sometimes, that is worth it because there's people out there who got something out of all of this. You know, it wasn't just some dickhead in front of a camera, you know, doing stupid videos. That it actually meant something to people. And that means the world to me. That there's people out there that, you know, for a decade, that they've been watching me and they've been following me and they've been watching my life evolve and how I've become a better person, you know?
Because you're not rich and you're not famous and you're not this and you're not that. You had an opportunity to be, but you blew it all. And I said, well, oh well. I'm proud of that. I guess I'm proud to be a loser.
This one's for all my baby girls.
I'll be the guy on level 1. I streamed myself masturbating. I'll be the guy. Fuck life. I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy on level 1. Level 1. Married happily, paycheck to paycheck happily, meaningful relationship, meaningful life with a family. And that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. Tomorrow, if I stop streaming, I would not be able to get a job. So it would be the end of my life. But outside of that, everything else is good in my life. You know what I mean? So I'll be the guy on level 1. I streamed myself masturbating. I'll be the guy. Fuck life. I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy. I'll be the thousands of children.
When your life is all positive instead of negative, it's a much better situation. Big up skier, and I can tell you that from personal experience. Look at my life now. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful life with a family, right? Everything here is so much better than what I had before. Why? Because I'm a positive person.
I just realised, guys, that we've not played a video that I usually play. So I think I'll need to rectify that right now. Let me find it first of all. Where are you? Where are you? Here we go.
Payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money. When you go outside, and all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up. You're like, oh, you start dancing. You go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day.
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Free.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone.
Just like that, all gone. PigxarAnimations made that video. Absolutely fantastic animator. He's done a bunch of other ones as well. You know, he doesn't just do it for like music videos as well. He does it for like incidents as well. Like he's animated the Look at My Skeletons bitch thing, him ranting about Tevin, all that nonsense, and obviously this as well. There's a Meerkat song, but PigxarAnimation.
Children's entertainer because I'm not a Muppet. I'm not here to play a character. I'm not here to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't dye my hair. I don't act stupidly constantly to get attention from children. I don't do stupid pranks. You know what I mean? I don't cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer. Big up Skier Dad. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in the milk. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Act and talk a certain way with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in the milk. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in the milk. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
When we hit the 250 vestry for that celebration, I'm going to debut a new vest. There we go. Celebratory bubble blow. Very nice. There's bubbles everywhere. There's bubbles all over my PlayStation 4 controller. There's bubbles on my microphone stand. There's bubbles everywhere tonight. It's out of control tonight.
Fantastic. Oh, is Raven actually live? I think he is. Oh, Raven's Dolphins live right now. Playing Fortnite. Well, I ain't got done time for Fortnite, we're playing Bingo. And Phil is live, but we're still waiting for the video to start. I'm going to unmute because...
Don't trust Lou.
Oh, that's why, you know, there you go. Be thankful that I don't let you have to hear his goddamn music. We are listening to whatever we want instead, essentially. And yeah. Leyland says, yeah, I watched them last night on Twitch trying to figure out if they could obtain any other streams and such. They weren't upset, really just sucks as, oh, they got nuked. Yeah, it's crap they got nuked, but it's just the way it is right now. It's kind of, it just seems easy for people just to get stuck down. I'm fortunate that I've not been hit yet. I anticipate getting struck eventually, and if that does happen, I'll try and appeal it, I guess, but I'm not sure how I'm going to appeal it. I don't really want to dox myself, for example, but I have an idea or two of trying to work around that, essentially. I might not actually put my own details in, but I might have somebody put my details in on behalf. Like, I might go the lawyer route. I genuinely don't know. It's one of those things. I don't know what I'm going to do, personally. I mean, I don't want to lose my channel, and it's not just because obviously it's not just to do just obviously subs, whatever. I've had this channel for like a decade, almost. Actually maybe a decade, I'm not sure, but I've had this channel a long ass time. I do not want to lose it because I've got a lot of, as you know, it's mainly the memories of this channel, and I've done a lot on this channel. I've done like stupid FIFA shit on this channel and before back in the day and all that. And I don't want to, I wouldn't actually lose the content because I've backed up. I'm on Odyssey as well. I've backed up all my stuff from there, from here even, to go to there. So, was that KV also might get nuked? He made a video just in case. If he does, he might go to Twitch as well. Overall, not fun. I don't like Twitch. That's the thing. Like, I'm not a big fan of Twitch in general. Like, I've got an account there, but I don't like Twitch. There's no other way to say that, I guess. I just don't like fucking Twitch, and I'm not a fan of Twitch. The one good thing about if I had to do Twitch, I guess the one good thing is that I could actually do like GTA 5 with chat involved. I was planning to do it eventually on there, although there is plans to try and make it work for YouTube chat. I asked that before, and they're trying to incorporate it so it works with YouTube chat as well. You can play GTA 5 Chaos Mode with a chat involved in YouTube, being able to dictate what happens next. That would be pretty fucking cool, I think, if I managed to get that sorted in time, and if I'm still here as well. If not, I can just go to Twitch, and I'll still do bingo on Twitch as well, I guess. If I had to do Twitch for live stream stuff, I would. But yeah, people, I'm not the only one that's probably thinks it's like they prefer YouTube over Twitch. Although to be fair, YouTube isn't fucking amazing right now either, with the fact that it's so easy to do this to people. There's how many detractor channels. I'm losing count of the number of detractor channels that are getting struck down because just someone abusing the system. Let me go to DSP's page here. 2 seconds here. I'm going to derail myself slightly. So, 580 views for Zelda Part 6. Part 5 got 303. The Daily Crap got 480 views. The Level 1 Podcast got 658. Not very good numbers for him. And Final Fantasy 7, 389, 243, 400. Yeah, his numbers are terrible, and I think it can't be a coincidence that the fact that the detractor channel's getting struck down is also having an impact on the amount of interest in general for Phil. These are his videos from last night. This is almost... So, he uploaded these, 17 hours ago, 18 hours ago? Well, some around 12 hours ago, to be fair. But look at the numbers for him. This is a guy that has almost 200,000 subs. And he's not even getting... He's barely getting half 1,000, on views, not sure. I think he uploaded a video today. And I've got over... I think I got 1,000 views today, I'm not sure. I can't actually mind what my views are like on my video. I don't know how many views I've got, but I've got more than Phil anyway, that's what I'm sure. He's not live yet. Channel's going to left and right. Superhound needs to be dealt with somehow. Yeah, it's just a case of how do you deal with him. Just watch Anne's video. He's basically going to do Twitch mainly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Troll subs. Yeah. Is that how many? Is that a number of views I got? Maybe thanks if that's the number of views I got in the video I just done this morning. My video was up. Maybe 8 hours ago, 8 or 9 hours ago, and I've got more views and double the views that Phil's got in all his videos. I'm mental. Regarding idea to do if you know who, I put a bit in the Discord podcast general about verified and unverified channels. Oh, Phil's live. Right, we're going to shelve the discussion for later. We are live for Phil. Let's rewind a bit.
All right, good morning, everybody. Hello, hello, and welcome to the Level 1 podcast. How is everyone this lovely Monday, July 11th, 2022? I hope you're all well, and I hope I find you well after a weekend of fun, at least around here. I don't know what you guys were all up to. Hopefully you were having a weekend of fun just like me, and you're still ready for 2 more days of fun gameplay streaming because the week is not over yet. We still got Monday and Tuesday to go, right? So welcome everyone, and this morning on today's Level 1 podcast, we've got a good amount of stuff to talk about. I actually have several gaming news stories to discuss, which is always a good thing, because, you know, when there's gaming news to talk about, it means there's a buzz about the industry and everything. I don't know if it's necessarily too good, the stuff that I have to talk about, though. There's actually 3 different topics I'd like to discuss on today's morning podcast, so we'll talk about that. Also, of course, the schedule. We have a new game premiere today, although not necessarily a new game, but it's a new playthrough premiere, I guess I should clarify. Something that you guys wanted pretty bad, and the only reason that it took an extra week to play was because the way that this poll panned out, the Viewer's Choice event poll, admittedly a little weird, but at the same time, I'm happy that I'm playing the game regardless that it didn't win the Viewer's Choice poll. We'll talk a little bit about that this morning. Tonight, of course, fighting games, which I'm always happy to do. You know, you guys know me. I love old school fighting games, and the fact that we have this new collection that I've been playing now for over 2 weeks has been really fun, especially because I'm playing games in the rotation that I had not played competitively in quite a long time, and I'm having a good time with it and actually learning about said fighting games, which is always nice. It's going to be a good day today, and I'm excited. You know, also some exciting things coming up in July, which are, you know, definitely worth discussing. So, how is everyone? How are you today? What's going on? Is everyone going back to work and school today, or is everyone just chilling, enjoying the summer? It's definitely a summertime vibe around here. It is very warm today. I think we're supposed to get upwards to 80 degrees later this afternoon. Oh yeah, there it is. Look, wow. We're going to get up to 80. Wow, it might even hit 87 this afternoon, which means it's going to be quite a warm day here. When I say 87, I mean 87 degrees Fahrenheit, which is quite warm for Washington State. If you're not aware, here usually our average temperature in the summer is between 60 to 70 degrees, which is actually quite cool for summertime. We have more moderate weather. So when it hits like the 80s and 90s, we actually start to get, sweltering because we're not used to it. This year, a little bit different for me because I have more air conditioning in my home than I used to have. We prepared because here's what happened last year. Last year, there were record high temperatures pretty much nationwide in the United States. And here in Washington State, we had the highest temperature ever recorded, 111 degrees Fahrenheit. It was so hot, things were melting off walls. Paint was running. The concrete that's supposed to be solid was becoming sticky. It was pretty bad. And no one was really prepared for it. And when that heat hit, everyone basically was sweltering for like a week. I mean, same thing here. I had 2 air conditioners, but they were both kind of on this side of the house. So if you were in 2 rooms, you were cold, and the rest of the house was hot as shit. So this year we got another air conditioner. Earlier this year, we prepared for the summer early, and that's on the other side of the house. So now what happens is the entire top floor is completely cooled when it's hot, and it pushes that cold air downstairs, and even the entire bottom floor is cool. So what we have done is working really, really well. So, even though it's going to be a hot one today, we should not be feeling the negative effects of this very much. It'll be a nice cool day here in our home. I'm pleased that we finally got a handle on this. Of course, if it becomes 111 degrees Fahrenheit, even with all 3 air conditioners blasting, there's probably not a heck of a lot that can be done. It would probably still be pretty hot in here. So I am actually very thankful for the fact that earlier this year we were able to prepare for this ahead of time. Anyway,
money, oh, money, yeah, money.
Thank you very much, Amran, for the subscription. And that definitely was a T and a Y pose. It kind of went in between them. It started off as a T, held out for like a few seconds, and then went into Y, and then went back to T. That's absolutely counting. He held that son bitch while he was talking about how hot it was. That definitely counts. Solid start though, guys. Very solid start.
So let's talk. Let's get started. Let's talk about the schedule for today, tomorrow, and the rest of the week. Then we'll get into game news and the like. All right. So first of all, I will say this up front and get it out of the way so I don't have to mention it again on this podcast. Okay? If you like my content, if you enjoy everything that I put out for free on a daily basis, if maybe you really enjoyed the marathon I did back on Saturday and you're getting caught up on it, and all this stuff sounds good to you, the retro games I've been playing and everything, and you want to support my streams, there's many different ways that you can do so. The easiest is obviously to simply give this stream a like. Or if you're watching this podcast on demand, you can give the video a like and leave some comments on it. All those things create engagement. And when you engage with the channel, that allows people to find it easier on YouTube. It hits that algorithm and my content will show up in related videos and the like. It's actually quite funny when I'll get a random comment on a video saying, "Oh my God, this showed up in my related videos. I can't believe it." You can't believe it. I know, because it's been a long time since DSP Gaming showed up in YouTube's algorithm. But this year, we're putting into work. And when we put in that work, it actually has been affected. So thanks in advance to anyone who does that. Now, if you'd like to go above and beyond just doing something for free, like watching the video or doing that engagement, and you'd actually like to contribute to keep the channel going, well, that's how I make my living. I make my living on crowdfunding. Ad revenue on YouTube is very, very small, especially compared to what it used to be back in the day when I used to make a living doing it like that. Now it's all about contributions, whether on the streams or outside of that. How can you support this channel? Well, there are many ways. You can become a channel member. You can gift a membership, because that's possible here on YouTube now. You can do a super chat, a super sticker, a super thanks. All those things are great, and they help out the channel. But in the short term, the best way for you to help me right now is by tipping me. The good news is I did raise enough in the last week to pay my big bills, which should have been clearing as of this morning. I didn't confirm that. But everything that I raised via tips for the rest of this streaming week, today and tomorrow, goes towards my day off on Wednesday. On Wednesday, when I'm off, I'll be doing various different things, including grocery shopping, buying some supplies for my cat Jasper, also buying some things for around the home that we're running low on, and possibly, if I can afford it, having a meal out with my wife, which I like doing because I literally eat every other meal at home, home cooked, for the rest of the week. So, thank you in advance to anyone.
Okay, guys, we have a lot to discuss here very quickly. Him trying to justify he needs money to have a meal out just so, because they have a meal in the house once a week. Is that defense mode? He's trying to argue why he needs a meal out of his wife. And he's saying it's because they have a meal in the house 6 days of the week. That's defense mode to me, in my opinion. Now, what about pig-splaining? He's trying to pig-splain what a day off is all about, his day off is all about, or whatever, or why he needs the money and all that shit. He's literally breaking down why he needs that financial support from the fans. You thought defense mode is arm-sworded? No, defense mode is essentially just him trying to justify his shitty actions. Him justifying needing an actual meal in a restaurant with his wife, I'd call it defense mode. He's trying to actually do that evil pig-splain, same for splaining. Defense is yelling at chat. I would say defense mode is him just trying to justify him being a shite person. Do people not think it's defense mode then? I thought it was, I construed that as defense mode, him trying to justify why he needs to have a meal out at a restaurant with his wife once a week. It's not combative enough, him insulting people, preemptively they're stronger contender. You know, I can undo it. I'll undo it, but is there anything here to tick though? I think there's something here to tick at least. People think pig-splain. Some people do think defense mode as well, but some people are saying, oh, we got a throat clear as well apparently. Oh, it's an early bingo then, so there we go, we got an early bingo, hooray. He's definitely in defense mode. See, that's the way I saw it. How about this? Let's just fucking do both. I'm going to do defense mode and pig-splain, fuck it. Get yourselves a break, yeah? No other streamer talks about money like this, he speaks like a crack addict looking for his next hit. It can be both. He's justifying trying to have a meal out with his wife once a week. That's defense mode. And he's breaking down exactly what he has to do on his day off. That's pig-splaining. To me, it's a pig-splain. I think it can be both, personally. I'm going to fucking go for it. Did he actually mention family? Did he actually say the word family, Johnny McCready? It's been a rough week for Tractors. We earned us. I'm doing defense mode. I'm doing pig-splain. I'm doing it. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm in charge of the bingo card. Me, It didn't say, okay, it said wife, but it didn't say family. Okay, no worries. We'll keep going.
Anyone who supports my streams in any way, shape, or form, but if you are thinking of contributing today and you have the option to decide how, please tip me if you can. All right? I'm not asking for anything above and beyond your normal means or anything you would have done above and beyond what you normally might have even contributed to my content. I'm just saying if you have an option to choose, please choose to tip. That will help me directly for Wednesday. Fair enough? All right. I got it out of the way. Now we can talk about everything else. So, by the way, good morning. I see a lot of people coming in here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Wow, a lot of people are filing in. And the viewership is going up. That's always a good sign. So, what are we doing today? Let's talk. My first gameplay session is a new game playthrough. This is the game that came in second place in the Viewer's Choice poll last week, although admittedly, my God, it was one of the closest polls, if not the closest poll I've ever ran. Over 2,200 people voted. This game only lost by 0.04% of the vote. If you do the math, probably like 15 people, 20 people. It's pretty crazy how small of a gap there was between this and the game that won, which was Zelda 2. The game I'm talking about is Fable Anniversary. To give you guys some history, Fable was originally an RPG game made on the original Xbox back in the day. It became a fan favorite, and then there was a sequel on Xbox 360, as well as another sequel on Xbox 360. Personally, I never played Fable 1 back in the day. I started with Fable 2. It was actually one of my earliest games that I had ever played on YouTube. People actually really enjoyed watching me play Fable 2 because it was an RPG, which was a little different from the action-based content that I was doing with guns and stuff. And they liked the commentary on it. I mean, I became a giant, swollen, evil villain. I know that sounds weird, but it was. I was like a giant monster by the end of the game. It's one, like I said, one of my earliest playthroughs, so my commentary is kind of rough, and the camera content is the camera quality, excuse me, is very bad. And then Fable 3 came out years later, and quite frankly, I didn't think Fable 3 was as good as Fable 2. I thought the plot was interesting, but the gameplay mechanics, it just didn't seem very good. Then Fable went on hiatus for a while, and then came Fable Anniversary Edition in 2014. So for those who don't know the history, this was actually one of those games that was at the very tail end of the Xbox 360's life cycle. At this point, the Xbox One was looming. It was about to release. So, what is Fable Anniversary? Well, what they did is they recreated the original Fable for modern consoles at the time with modernized graphics and gameplay mechanics. The game was fun, but had a lot of issues. I remember it had a lot of bugs and some frame rate issues and performance issues and crashes and things. It wasn't necessarily the most polished experience. Overall, I actually really still liked it, and I remember 8 years ago, it was actually, I can't remember exactly if it was before I moved or right after. I think it was before I had moved across the country. It was one of those playthroughs that I did in the first half of the year when I was still in Connecticut. And that was when I was doing direct capture and I was streaming, but I was not interacting with my audience at all. I pretended like you guys weren't even here, all right? Which is kind of silly. I know it sounds weird because that's exactly what I did. I did weird stuff back then. And I remember really liking the game, and actually it made my countdown of like the funniest moments of that year because it was so full of bugs. There was actually, I remember there was a point, there's one particular spot I remember, an enemy had an infinite combo. Like literally was standing there and said hit, and just kept beating the shit out of me, and there was no way to escape the combo. It wasn't supposed to be hitting like that. It was supposed to have like interruption between the hits, and I was like, what the hell did I do here? Nothing, I just die. So, I remember liking the game, but that's about all I remember about it. The bugs, really. I think you guys have wanted to see me play Fable again for a long time. I mean, 8 years is a long time to wait between Fable releases. And you might say, well, is there a new Fable game being made? What happened to the franchise? Well, they made a Fable game, Fable VR, and it flopped because no one plays VR games. I'm just sorry, they just don't. Look at sales numbers of VR games compared to other games, and you'll find that they're few and far between sales successes. It's very rare when a VR game would actually break out and make any kind of headway in sales numbers, you see? So, outside of that, they are making, supposedly, a new Fable game. And there's a debate on whether or not it will be called Fable 4, and it'll actually be the logical progression of the franchise, especially because it's been so long since Fable 3. A lot of people are arguing maybe that wouldn't make sense. So some people are actually kind of surmising, oh, maybe it'll be a Fable reboot, like it'll just be called Fable, and kind of reboot the franchise altogether. But it's definitely being made. It's documented. There's people out there saying, yes, I'm working for the studio, and we're making a new Fable. So we know it's in production. We just don't have any information about it. They haven't really released anything solid yet. So with an 8-year time frame since the last time I played any Fable content, I'm not surprised that some people would like to see me play this game again. of course, I have played this game, but it was on the Xbox 360. Now, 2 consoles later, I'll be playing it on the Xbox Series X, and the reports, I don't know, I only say reports because I haven't played it yet myself, but the reports are that the game runs beautifully, that the bugs have been fixed, that the game has 60 frames per second, 1080p graphics, and looks amazing, and is essentially what you kind of would have wanted in a remaster or an anniversary edition, and that's why Fable Anniversary was kind of underwhelming and disappointing for fans of the franchise, but playing it now on Series X is actually like the ideal experience for this game. So, I'm excited for it. For those who don't know, it's not a super lengthy game. For an RPG, it's actually on the shorter side, but I think we'll have a good time with it. It's one of those unique experiences where you get to choose exactly how you want things to pan out. Do you want to be a villain, or do you want to be a hero, or do you want to be a hybrid, somewhere in between? Make some evil choices and some good choices, and your choices can lead to different outcomes and things in the game. People hating you or loving you, fearing you. You know, pretty interesting how they put that mechanic in there, especially because remember, this was an original Xbox game from way back when, and they had mechanics in there. I mean, today you think of things like, oh, well, Paragon and Renegade have been in a million different kind of games. Well, back then, this was one of the first games where really that was kind of an option, you see? So, I'm definitely excited, and I'm sure many of you are fans of Fable are going to be here for this playthrough, guiding me along. 8 years ago, I didn't do interactive streams. It was just me flubbing through the game on my own, not knowing the mechanics, not understanding what worked and what didn't. I get the feeling it'll be a lot different today. Although, admittedly, there's one weird thing, and I don't know why. It doesn't feel like the playthrough I did of this game was 8 years ago. It definitely was. Like, I went back and looked, and it's 2014. For some weird reason, it just doesn't seem like it's been that long. I don't know what it is. It's maybe one of those weird feelings you get. I don't know. But I'm definitely getting that kind of a feeling. Now, wait a minute. I screwed up my camera. What I wanted to do is turn off the white balance because I look pink again. You see that? Now, hold on a second. There we go. I don't know why my camera does this. It makes me look so pink. It's weird. I'd rather look like this than pink. If I look pink, I'm about to explode or I have high blood pressure or something. I don't know. Okay. So anyway, this should be fun. I think I'm excited to see how this, pans out. So Gut says he looked it up. It says the story of the game takes around 13 and a half hours to beat, but if you end up doing 100% completion, which is a lot of side content, then it could be 30 hours. So, again, there you go. You could probably basically turbo through. I mean, 4 streams, we could beat the whole game if that's what we wanted to do, but I think we'll take our time and do some more side content, so this will be a playthrough I'll balance with Final Fantasy VII for a couple of weeks. Now, keep in mind, I will say this up front, because I don't want anyone to get the wrong impression here. All right? Yes, I am going to do this as a full playthrough. Absolutely. However, as I've always explained, when new releases hit, that means that games that I'm playing that are basically like throwback playthroughs or retro playthroughs or kind of things that would be considered more downtime, summertime things, go on hiatus or are played in less capacity. So, in 8 days, we have a double new release date. On that same day, which is July 19, we've got the release of Stray. This is the game where you play a cat in the future. All humans have disappeared. It's just robots remaining. It's not clear in this world what happened to the humans. And you're basically doing investigations into crimes, okay? Seems completely unique. I've never seen a game like this before. I'm very excited to play it because it seems like something that will be fresh and different, which is what we've been saying we want for a long time. I'm tired of the same kind of formulas of games. We want something different, right? On that very same day is the release is As Dusk Falls, a game, a narrative-based game, which has some of the game devs who worked on Heavy Rain involved in it, and even some of the cast of Heavy Rain is in it, where apparently it's one of those choose-your-own-adventure games, your choices matter, has different outcomes, different things that can happen in the plot, and has a unique art style. So, 2 kind of interesting games that I definitely like to check out on the 19th. When the 19th hits, okay, that's when I'm playing those games, and then games like Fable and Final Fantasy VII will either be dramatically reduced to the amount that I'm playing, or they're going to become night streams temporarily while I tackle the new releases on the early streams, okay? So I just want to make that perfectly clear, not so that when the 19th hits, all of a sudden people are like, oh my god, where is Fable? Oh my god, where is Final Fantasy, Phil? You're pissing us off. Where are the games? That's where they'll probably still be playing, maybe night streams, okay? And by the way, then when I beat Stray, when I beat As Dusk Falls, then we'll jump back into having Fable and Final Fantasy VII in the main game rotation again. Fair enough? Okay. So I'm excited. I hope this turns out well. I hope it's entertaining for everybody. Again, 8 years since the last time I played Fable is a long time. So hopefully it feels like a fresh and fun experience for everyone. And again, the interaction, the level of interaction we will have when I play it, that's when it's going to be great, I think. Like, it's going to be pretty fun. Okay? All right. Tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, Capcom Fighting Collection. Fun game. I really enjoyed playing the games in this collection, notably Vampire Savior, Hyper Street Fighter 2, and Gem Fighter Minimix. All fun, unique games, completely different kinds of fighting games in reality. Now here's the thing. I want to try to play it on Xbox again. I know it's probably not going to work. I'm not stupid or ignorant. But I bought this game on Xbox, as well as PlayStation 4. I probably shouldn't have, okay? But Considering I spent the money, I think I'd like to give it another shot tonight. We'll boot it up, and if we can't find anyone, we'll immediately switch over to the PlayStation version. All right, when I've been playing on PlayStation, I have been able to consistently find competition in this game every time I tried to play it. It just seems there's a much wider player base on PlayStation than the amount of people who bought this on Xbox and are actively playing it online, which is sadly a shame. But I guess it is what it is. So let's see what happens tonight. I'll try Xbox. If I can't find anyone, we'll swap over and we'll play it on PlayStation. Okay? Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. Tomorrow, the streams are in your hands. Because here's the deal. Tomorrow's main gameplay stream, by the way, I should mention Tuesday tomorrow is my final consecutive streaming day of the week. 6 straight days this week, okay? Tomorrow's main gameplay stream will either be more Fable Anniversary or another session of Final Fantasy VII. Okay? Now, how will this be determined? There will be 2 factors involved. First of all, I'm going to gauge your interest in Fable Anniversary today. How many people showed up? How many people engaged? How many people supported? How many people are saying, this is great, keep it rolling? Through both your words and your actions. I'm also likely going to do a poll overnight. Unless there's overwhelming amount of demand today and everyone is 100% sold and says, keep going with Fable, all right? If there's a split, then I'll probably do a poll overnight. And the poll will determine what I do on the main stream tomorrow. Personally, I'd be happy to do either. In Final Fantasy VII, we're in the middle of an interesting part that's going to enhance the plot, so I'd like to continue with that. But here in Fable, we'll just be getting started today. Excuse me. And likely after only the first 3 hours, we'll maybe be craving more, depending on how it goes, okay? So we'll see, all right? And we'll go from there. So tomorrow, either Final Fantasy VII or Fable, depending on what you guys want and how it goes today, all right? The late stream tomorrow night will be the likely conclusion of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I only have 2 dungeons left in the game, and a little bit more cryptic puzzle solving. I think there's one more item I need to discover in the game in order to make progress. So I should beat it tomorrow night, hopefully. Man, that game has been challenging and very frustrating. It'll be good to finally complete it and say, I did it. Excellent. Let's move on. Okay? So Wednesday is my day off from streaming this week, and hopefully everything goes well today and tomorrow so that I have enough funds to actually have a nice day off on Wednesday. I guess we'll see. Excuse me. So, let's see how it goes. And then Wednesday, I hope everyone has a great day away from my content. Unless you so choose on Wednesday to get caught up with my content. You know, my days away from streaming are likely a great opportunity for those of you who cannot attend every stream to maybe get caught up on a playthrough that you haven't been able to watch recently, or possibly to just peruse my content. Maybe some of you were interested in it and you find a hidden gem. Maybe many of you did not give a crap about me reacting to the Rob Gavigan YouTube channel back on Saturday, but now you'll give it a look and you'll find out that you like it. Who knows, right? So anyway, I'll be off on Wednesday. I hope everyone has a safe and fun day. When I return on Thursday, the main gameplay stream on Thursday will be whatever I didn't play tomorrow. So let's say, for example, you guys want Final Fantasy tomorrow. Well, then I'll actually be playing Fable on Thursday, or vice versa, okay? Thursday night, I'm doing something unique and interesting. We're going to do a PlayStation Plus Premium stream. What I mean by that is we're going to jump into PlayStation Plus Premium, which by the way, I just renewed it on the 5th. Yeah, so not even a week ago, I renewed the service. And what we're going to do...
Money, oh, money, yeah, money.
Thank you very much, Facebook, for the subscription. Appreciate it.
Is jump in and look at some of the games that maybe I've already played or downloaded to play but haven't even booted and tried yet. Maybe give some of those a look. Then we're going to see what else is on it. Did they add anything new maybe to add to our repertoire? And perhaps pick out a few games. And the reason I say this is, once Zelda 2 is done, we're going to need something as a night stream to rotate in there with other stuff. So we're going to need a game or two. And I already have a couple ideas. Like one of the ideas is Super Mario Brothers 2. Because I talked about playing that like a month ago and we didn't get to it yet. That's definitely something we could do at some point, okay? But outside of that, I'd like to explore more of PlayStation Plus Premium and maybe pick out a few games. In particular, I think some of the PlayStation 3 streaming games would be interesting to try out, because the ones that we've definitely tried have been interesting and different, but some have worked and some haven't. That's what sucks. Like, you don't know what's going to work on this streaming service. So we'll take a look at it. We'll try to figure it out. And maybe try a few games. So it'll be kind of a one-off randomized stream on Thursday night, the goal of which is to maybe get an idea of a handful of games on PlayStation Plus Premium that we would like to play for actual full playthroughs, okay? Parasols, what about Toy Story 2? I beat it. Toy Story 2's been done for weeks. Now, Toy Story 3 is available on of all things on Xbox. I played Toy Story 2 on the PlayStation Plus Premium service. Toy Story 3 is available on Xbox, and I can play that whenever I want to. If you guys want a Toy Story 3 as well. Don't ask me how this became the summer of Toy Story, but somehow it's slowly becoming that. Anyway, so that's going to be Thursday night, okay? Then on Friday, essentially, again, whatever we played on Thursday, we won't be playing. We'll be playing the other game on Friday. So if I played Fable on Thursday, then it'll be Final Fantasy VII on Friday. Friday night is Friday Night Fights, okay? which is Capcom Fighting Collection. And then what we'll do again, we'll balance Fable and Final Fantasy VII as the daytime streams, and the night streams will either be Capcom Fighting Collection or 1 or 2 new chill games, like I said, Super Mario 2, or some games from PlayStation Plus added in there. And that's the schedule for that coming week. However, like I said, the new releases hit on the 19th. So when the 19th comes, essentially everything else goes on hold to focus on the new games Stray and As Dusk Falls, and then, you know, those go as the main games in the rotation, while everything else will be pushed like to a nighttime stream. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I hope that sounds good for all of you. Now, a couple other things to cover. We already hit our Tier 1 members goal for the month. And that means the DSP's Closet event is happening later this month. Yesterday, I announced that we're going to tentatively set the date, and we did. We tentatively set a date. Okay? That tentative date is Saturday, July 30th. All right? So mark your calendars. All right? Mark your calendars for July 30th. And what I need you to do is completely clear your schedule. All right? If you have an event going on, like look at your calendar right now. What does it say? Oh, it's my best friend's wedding. No, it's not. Cancel that. You're not going to that. Oh, it's a bar mitzvah. That doesn't happen. It's a worthless event. You're not going to that either. Oh my God, I'm having open heart surgery that day. Wrong. That's been delayed because you're going to be right here on that day for the DSP Closet event. Okay. I hope you're taking this very seriously, because if you're not here, you very well could miss a life-changing event. Like if you have a heart attack because you didn't have your open heart surgery, that could be pretty life-changing. Obviously, I'm joking here. I'm being facetious. Now, I hope that you guys will attend if you can. All right, I'm just being silly. What are we doing in the DSP's Closet event? In this event, I'm cleaning out my closet. That's it. We're going to sit here all day long on stream, and I am going to clean out my closet.
Shut up, bitch!
This is not a joke. This is not a prank. We're doing this live together. It's going to be a marathon-style event, much like I do when I do marathons. The stream will start normal time, but it'll run all day long and end around like 7, 8 p.m. Here's what we're going to be doing, okay? I'm going to be going in there and seeing what's in there. You guys may be like, I don't understand how this could possibly be entertaining. But it's funny, because every single day, when you say this, I go in there and I grab something and I pull it out and you guys are entertained. You ready? What is that?
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty!
Phil, you make me angry, Phil!
Ah!
Go back to Super Cuts and get your $5 back, jabroni!
Oh, no!
I should put it on camera. What is that? What is it? What do you think? So, my, when I was a kid, my cousin and I used to have a game. I've talked about this before. Around Christmas time, my parents would wrap Christmas presents and put them under the tree. We would pick up the presents, and we would do something like this. You ready? Here's what we would do. I'm not even kidding. We go. Try to figure out what the present was by shaking it violently. Okay? Now, what we also used to do is make an obnoxious song up to terrorize my parents. So we started doing songs like this. What could it be? Oh, what could it be? It's wrapped so nicely, such a sight to see. Oh, what could it be? And so we'd grab the presents, which of course you're not supposed to do, pick them up from under the tree, and start dancing around the house with the Christmas presents in our hands in front of our parents. What could it be? Oh, yeah, what could it be? Oh, Christmas presents come early. Oh, what could it be? And my parents would be so mad. Okay? Seriously. They'd be so upset.
Shut the fuck up!
What's in this box? Some of you are already guessing. I'm actually not gonna tell you. We're gonna save this for the event. What could be in here? Could whatever was supposed to originally be in here still be in here? Could it be something different in here? Right? Could it be something that I could actually use for my content? Or is it a piece of garbage? Don't know, right? Actually, I know what's in this box, and there's actually a story behind it. But I'm not going to tell you the story. We're going to wait for the event, you see? So there you go. And the whole closet is full of shit like this. Probably like 200 items. I'm not kidding, that much. There's bins. Full bins of stuff. I can see 3 of them right now. All right, just to give you some perspective. I see a bin right here that on it, it's written games and DVDs. There's no games and DVDs in it. That's what I wrote on it when I moved. Inside, I see little collectible figurines that I collected back when I lived in Connecticut. All right? I'm not going to spoil what they are. All right? We're going to look at those together during that event. Okay? I look at the right over here. I see 2 more bins. One says living room and electronics, but looking inside, that one actually looks like it might have some games in it. Okay? And I see another one, and just, oh wow. So just an example, I'm looking at this one, and this one I see an Xbox 360 box inside of it. Okay? Is there an actual Xbox 360 console in that box? I have no idea.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
Alright, so this day is going to be pretty interesting. We're going to have some interesting stuff going on, going into this closet and pulling the stuff out and going through it. This is going to be, I'm telling you, this is actually going to be one of the more interesting things I've done. It will actually be entertaining. Okay? Now, it's back. You very well might say, shouldn't you, you very well might say, shouldn't you have done this previously? The answer is yes, I should have. But for the last 8 years that I lived in Washington State, no exaggeration, as soon as I moved out here, I incurred myself into so much debt that I had to start working my ass off. And if you haven't noticed, when I moved out here, I started streaming 7 days a week as soon as I could. Now, as of today, I stream 6 days a week. I've been able to reduce that to at least only 6 days so I can spend a day with my wife and run some errands, okay? But I'm serious about this. I've never had time to clean this out. I just don't have time. I'd also like to clean up my garage. I haven't had time to do that either, you see? So by making this a special event, I think number one, this would be very interesting because you guys would be able to see this kind of stuff that's in there. Well, I'll tell you stories about a lot of that stuff, all right? In addition, we'll determine, is this something that I should keep and I can use in my content in my streams, or should I toss this shit? I'll have a giant trash bag, and we'll fill it up, and I'll probably go to the dump that week and throw all that shit out, because I guarantee you half the shit in there I don't need. It's just junk. It needs to be tossed, okay? And the good thing about that is then I'll have storage space when we're done with this event too, okay? So this is going to be fun, of course. It's going to be just like my normal marathons. Will we do a live feasting with the king during the event? Yes, we will. Will we maybe do something else special? Maybe. But I think this will be a fun thing to do. Something very different, okay? So that's happening right now, as of now, Saturday, July 30th. It could be a different day, but that's the tentative date for it, okay?
Shut up, bitch!
Now, in regards to this right here, you may have noticed there's still a members goal for the month. There is. If we hit this, this is considered a tier 2 members goal, all right? So if you become a member, you gift memberships, it works towards that goal. If we hit 585 concurrent members at any point during the month of July, and we still have 3 weeks to hit this, okay? I will set up the next React event, Now, I just did a React event. It was to the Rob Gavigan YouTube channel, which was very different. It was involving the macabre, stories of the supernatural, stories of the bizarre, true crime in regards to like some people committing crimes and murders and things. It was a pretty interesting stream to say the least, but it was very different than for my normal stuff. Some people actually really enjoyed it and said, would you bring that back, but would you bring it back around Halloween? Yes. In fact, I think that's a really good idea. Why not reconvene around Halloween and do a day where we react to stuff like that around Halloween? I think that'd be pretty fun, actually. Okay? So, excellent. But for another React event, what should we do? Well, I got a couple of ideas. And the ideas are as follows. Either I go back to the Frederick Knudsen channel, or I can go to a new channel called June the King, and I could react to one of their documentaries. Now, Frederick Knudsen does Down the Rabbit Hole videos, but June the King also does documentary-style videos talking about stuff like that on the internet. I would urge you to go check out their content. They make good content. And take a look at some of the things on there and make recommendations of a video you might want to see me react to. Okay? But in addition to that, I could also react to the original. The very first, the one that started it all. This is how you don't play video on Metal Gear Solid 2. The video itself is like 2 hours long, I believe. So I could actually react to it. And give my thoughts. I've never actually watched it in its entirety. I've seen clips of it, excerpts, watched a piece here or there over the years. I've never just sat down and watched the original This Is How You Don't Play ever. Alright, it's got history behind it. So that could be kind of interesting. Okay? No, it wasn't Metal Gear Solid 3. The original was Metal Gear Solid 2. There was one on Metal Gear Solid 3. There was one on every Metal Gear. There was one on every fucking game after that. But Metal Gear Solid 2 was the original one that started it all. Okay? So, ideas, right? These are interesting ideas for a React event for sure. But if you want to see that happen, you must either become a member or give some memberships to make this event happen. We have to hit the goal. All right? We still got weeks to go. But admittedly, you know, sooner the better. Get a start, right? Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for my schedule and all that. I have a few news stories to cover this morning, so let's get to it, shall we? So the first news story that I have, I clicked the wrong thing. The first news story that I have is that Cliff Bleszinski, this was the man behind the Gears of War franchise, okay? And then he sold it. And then he tried to make another game called Lawbreakers. And it failed miserably. No one played it. And then his company closed. And now he's essentially retired. Cliffy B for short. I respect the guy. He has interesting takes on various different things in the gaming industry. Okay? And he made an interesting post in the last 24 hours. He basically said, you know, I respect the hustle of those online that are known as content creators. But I wish they didn't call them content creators, because it's really a misnomer. Like when you just hear content creator, you don't actually know what they're doing. You know, like for example, like think about it this way. I'm elaborating on this now. I'm an internet content creator. We can all agree to that, right? I make content for the internet. I guess that's what we consider what my job title is. Okay? But what do I make? Primarily raw gameplay. I do a podcast once a day that primarily discusses things in my raw gameplay or streams and gaming industry news. And every once in a while, I'll touch upon subjects outside of that. But for the most part, you can argue I'm a content creator, and I guess you could also consider me a live streamer, right? Of games. Like, that's how you know me, right? But now take a look at someone. I don't know, and I'm just throwing this out there because he's been on my streams recently. Review Tech USA, right? He's also a content creator, right? And he streams like me. But does he do the same stuff that I do? Absolutely not. Is he sitting there doing raw playthroughs of Let's Plays of video games? No. Does he talk about games in the industry at a capacity like I do? No. He is completely different kind of content, right? Completely different. He's talking about news. He's talking about gossip. He's talking about other content creators on the internet, almost in like a rumor or dramatic way. And by the way, in no way am I criticizing him right now. I'm just saying this is what he does. This is his business, right? But when you say, well, Phil's a content creator and Review Tech is a content creator, it makes it sound like we're the same. Are we the same? Are we equivalent? We're not even in the same space, I would argue. Like, what he does is completely so different from what I do. You wouldn't, like, very rarely would you think Review Tech USA and Darkside Phil in the same sentence, because we do completely different styles of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, what Cliffy B essentially is saying is, you know, the term is stupid. How did we even get to that term? Because it's such a blanket term that it doesn't really make sense to do that. Can't we think of something better? And some people started to respond to him and were like, well, essentially we think where the term came up from was back in the day, say 10 years ago, there wasn't really necessarily a term YouTuber or Twitch streamer, or you know what I mean? Like those things. If you said I'm a YouTuber, people would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? A YouTuber? Like, I don't even understand that term. So you say, oh, I'm an internet content creator. I put out stuff for the internet. I used to say, for legal purposes, I actually used to say that I was a videographer. Because when originally I started doing this for a living, and I had to describe to my tax guy a decade ago what I did, I said, well, all day I'm making videos. Usually the videos are of gameplay of video games, but sometimes I'm on camera talking. And he said, oh, so you're making videos all day, you're a videographer. Well, not really. I'm not. When you think videographer, you think someone who owns a bunch of high-end, you know, recording equipment, and they go to, say, an event and they record it, right? And then they go back to their studio and they edit together the footage, and then they sell it to the family who is covering that event. Like maybe, like I was just at a bar mitzvah, a wedding. You know, that's what you think when you think videographer. Or a videographer on the flip side of that could be a professional movie maker who actually takes all these different footage of you know, scenes and slaps it together to make a narrative story. You don't think that I would be a videographer, but that's legally, at the time, over a decade ago, when I first started doing my taxes, that's basically what my accounting guy told me. He's like, that's the closest to a legal definition of what you do right now. And of course it makes no sense because that's not what you do, but that's the closest, and that's what you should say for now. Now over the years that's evolved and everything, okay? So, some interesting responses. One person responded to Cliffy, and he goes, I'm still surprised we just don't call the person based on the content that they create or service they provide. For example, you could call them a teacher, a chef, animal groomer, because there's animal grooming videos on the internet, right? An engineer, an exhibitionist of some sort, a video editor, an artist, a shock jock, a propagandist, and you could go on and on and on with the kind of stuff that people put out, and they call themselves content creators, right? I guess technically, right? Technically, you could say you know you're a gamer, a professional gamer, even though a lot of people don't really understand that term, because when you say professional gamer, it makes you feel like, oh, so you're a high-end competitive gamer. Well, no, that's actually not what professional means. The term professional means, by textbook definition, if you're a pro or a professional, it means you make a living doing it. It's your profession. Get it? Professional, profession, it's your job. Yes, it is my job to play video games and distribute that content on the internet, and that's what I get paid for, right? Now, there's other content that I'm also branching out and doing, like this very podcast right now. Excuse me. Right now, I'm not making video game content. I'm doing something different. So I guess you could argue.
I have to stop him there because I've got something on my mind as soon as he says that. Considering that he has claimed that ad revenue on YouTube these days is so abysmally poor from LMS, like a couple $100, most of his revenue surely must come in not from playing the video games themselves, but from the actual contributions from fans and, you know, from memberships, from super chats, from super stickers, from tips. The fact of the matter is that he cannot call himself a professional in that regard, not a professional gamer anyway, because playing the games themselves, just in its own right, is not earning him that money to live his life. He cannot earn a living just playing games on its own. It's why he became a streamer. If he could just play game, you know, earn a living playing games, he would just have stuck to the old method of just uploading the raw footage as soon as possible. The reason he became a streamer is because he could not live just playing games and uploading them raw, whatever, you know, all the raw clips. He became a streamer pretty much because he was no longer a professional at doing what he done. So he became a streamer so he could beg more openly and demand more help and support just so he could still exist on YouTube, essentially. So using his own explanation, he's full of shit. As usual.
Argue, I started as a professional gamer, but now recently I have branched out into other content.
A professional banker.
You know, I don't know. This is a tough thing to actually try to put your finger on it. Like, what exactly is it that I do, and how would you describe it? I've been doing this for a living since 2011. All right, so 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 21, 22, 12 years of my life. This has been my profession, and I still don't know what it is. I don't even know what to call it. It's a very valid discussion. How do you figure this out? I don't know. I mean, I would very much be interested in hearing your take on the subject. What is it that Darksidefield does? What is it that, again, Review Tech USA does? Like, who are we? What do we do for a living? I don't know how to even describe it. And we've been doing this I've been doing over a decade of my life. Crazy. Professional asshole. That would fit the bill, I think. Anyway, that was my first topic for the day, okay? My second topic is in regards to Ubisoft. Because right now there's a huge controversy brewing and exploding on the internet, so prepare your butts for this one. People were perusing Steam listings. Perusing. Do you know what that word means? No? Then go look it up. Enrich yourself. Stop using, four-letter words. And it's time to reach out and branch out and up your vocabulary skills, all right? You come to the Dark Side Phil streams on DSP Gaming, you're going to learn a thing or two about language and the use of it.
Shut the fuck
So if someone's perusing Steam.
Shut up, bitch!
And they find a random update to a listing. The listing is for Assassin's Creed Liberation HD. Assassin's Creed Liberation was one of those spin-off Assassin's Creed games from like a decade ago. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it originally a handheld game? And then they ported it, and then they made it a full-fledged console game in HD that you could download on modern consoles and play, right? So, essentially it started off as a downloadable title on a PSP, was it? Or was it actually the PS Vita? I actually have no idea what handheld console this originally was on. All right. But at one point, they turned it into a full-fledged console release and PC game as well, which is why it's listed on Steam. All right. Now, why am I talking about this? Because there was an update to the listing on Steam stating, listen to this, Assassin's Creed Liberation HD will now be accessible following September 1st, 2022. Even if you already bought this game and own it digitally, you cannot access the game after September 1st. What? Huh? What does that mean? Now, does that mean you can't play it at all? Does that mean they're just going to remove the listing and you will no longer be able to re-download it, but if you have it loaded on your computer, you'll be able to keep playing it? Or does it literally mean you'll go to boot that game and it will say, sorry, access denied, you can never play the game ever again? Right? And what's the deal with that? Because if people paid for that game, the understanding was that they were going to have open-ended rights, digital rights, to play that game in perpetuity. They didn't believe that they would ever not be able to play the game. That was the point of them buying it digitally, was that, hey, whenever I want to play it again, I re-download it, I play it, right? So people are confused and scratching their heads and up in arms. And what's weird about it is now I see other people saying, oh, Ubisoft is going to do this with all their games. Don't you understand? This is the beginning of the end. That, this is what we were warning you about. And then I see the doomsayers are coming out of the woodwork. This is why you need physical games. This is why the whole last 10 years has been a fucking disaster. If you don't own your game physically, you don't own the game at all, you'll never be able to play it again. The huge conspiracy has finally been triggered. The warnings were there writing on the wall. The doom clock has hit midnight. They hit the big red button. All games explode. Like, wait, what? Huh? Okay? Like, what? Wait, what? Huh? It's pretty nuts how we went from there's one game under Ubisoft that will apparently, maybe, not even clear, may not be playable past September 1st digitally, versus this is what we've been warning about you for the last decade and you should own all your games physically. Okay? Okay. Now, HoboX says Ubisoft has announced several server shutdowns for 15 games that will be unavailable to download going forward, even if you own them. Okay. Here's the thing. If it's a server shutdown for 15 other games, it means even if you have the disc, it doesn't matter. You still can't play them. If it's a game that needs to verify that you own it in some capacity, you won't be able to play them. Seriously. Okay? So, the question here is, all right, is this the beginning of a bad precedent? Is this the beginning of the slippery slope? Are we going to be sliding down the hill And now we can't stop. Are we heading into the shit river, right? Is it a river of liquid shit? We're about to go down the Hershey Highway? What's happening here? All right? Because I think up to this point, we have been under this impression, and maybe, just maybe it was an erroneous feeling of almost safety, right? Where if you buy something digitally, you'll have unlimited access to it forever, right? With no exceptions. Like even some games that I bought digitally on the Xbox 360 way back in the day, I'm able to re-download on my Xbox Series X 2 console generations later, and I'm able to play them. I've done that recently with a few different games. I've been able to re-download and replay those games because I bought them years and years and years ago. So in some cases, this has been working perfectly how we expected it to work, right? But in other cases, we're starting to see these issues with digital games.
Money,
Cheers, I'm Akuno for Super Chat. He says, thanks for the content. Well, thank you very much for the contribution. I appreciate it. Now let's go back to Phil at 1.25 speeds.
The other thing that's a really gray area here is, even if you buy a physical game today, 9 times out of 10, you're not getting the game. You realize that, right? Like, if, for example, right now if I went to the store, and I walked right into Best Buy, right to the game section, and I don't know, I picked up, what's a recent release? Elden Ring? I pick up Elden Ring off the shelf, and I come home, and I pop it into my console. Can I immediately play that game? No. What ends up happening is, you pop the disc in your console, it says installing, connecting to server. And then it proceeds to download the game itself off of the internet. What's on that disc is just the very base introductory content of the game. In some cases, it's not even the game. It's a placeholder file. All right? People just don't seem to realize that years ago, game developers, game publishers, game companies in general decided they don't care about putting games on discs. It's an old archaic practice that they only do because some people demand having a physical disc, even though it literally serves no purpose. I don't know how people don't understand this yet, all right? But this is very true that in the last 5 to 10 years, when you're buying a game, you're not buying the game on the disc anymore. You've got a couple game files, and the rest of the game has to be downloaded over the internet, all right? So even the people who are saying stuff like that, oh, see, you should have just bought everything on disc, this is why I prefer disc. You have no concept of what you're talking about. You're completely off base. You're wrong. You can't, even if you owned the disc and you go to play Assassin's Creed Liberation, you still got to get the game. It's not all on disc, and then you can't play it because it'll say it's not accessible. You see? So, and the other thing about this is that some games, even if you have the entire game pre-installed on your console already or on your PC already, have what's called that always-on functionality that the moment you boot it, it has to check for internet connection. I don't understand that. What do they call it? DRM or whatever? Online DRM? I disagree with this practice. I think that if you own the game, you should be able to, especially if it's a single player offline style game with no real online component, I think you should be able to boot and play that game whenever. What if your internet's out? What if your internet is out for a day, but you want to play Diablo? Okay, let me play it. Oops, you need an online connection to verify you own this game. What the fuck? I'm not playing it online. I want to grind against the demons of hell. I want to get the fucking rare piece of loot. I got a whole day to do nothing because my internet's out. Shut the fuck up and let me kill the demons. Error. Fuck. So, the whole thing is a big topic, a hot topic of debate. And I don't know if we can really fully examine it yet because we just found out about this happening with Ubisoft games. And I guess the question is, what's going to happen moving forward? Is Ubisoft going to selectively say, well, here's our top 30 games that we really feel no one's playing, but we're still having some kind of maintain a server cost to keep these games playable? Fuck them. Shut them down. You know, it's funny because it's Assassin's Creed Liberation HD. It's not Assassin's Creed Liberation, the original. It's not Assassin's Creed like a mainstream Assassin's Creed game. It's like the spin-off, fringe, probably least played Assassin's Creed game is the one that they announced this for. So it's obvious that what they're trying to do is cut costs internally if this is the game that they're shutting down, per se. I still don't understand why you wouldn't be able to play it if you bought it. It's confusing to me. Assassin's Creed Liberation is not an online multiplayer game. What exact component of this game do they need to have some kind of maintained server space to have people still play and own it? I'm at a loss here. Aren't the games stored on either Valve servers like Steam or Xbox servers for Xbox Live or PlayStation servers for PlayStation Store. What is Ubisoft's involvement in this process exactly? I'm very confused about this. Now the other thing is, so far, this is only an announcement for PC. People who are going and looking at games on Xbox and PlayStation Store, seems to be it's not an issue on those right now. It's not, those listings have not been updated, and there's no warning, oh no, you're screwed if you bought this, you can't play it anymore. All right, but I guess this is interesting to see what happens. Some people already on the internet are saying things like, oh, well, if this actually stands, we're going to sue them. Because that's bullshit. We bought the idea of having that license to the game, and they never stated they were going to take it away. And if they do, we're going to sue them. Okay, so I don't know. This is the beginning of a topic that likely we're going to be re-exploring in the future once we get more data and there's more developments in regards to this topic. Okay? All right. Now, the final game news story that I have for you today is a follow-up to a story that we've been talking about for the last couple of months. Yes, prepare your butts. It's in regards to The Last of Us 1 remake that is coming out this fall for a full $70 price tag. Okay? Since last we mentioned this, which is a while ago now, I want to argue it was about a month ago that we actually talked about this last. A lot has happened, and essentially what has happened is the internet has become completely divided on the topic. Okay? There are some who, I hate to say it, they're either fans or fanboys of the Last of Us franchise. I like to call them the cult of Druckmann, but whatever. And these people are solely, they're taking it upon themselves to become like this defense force for Naughty Dog. Like, whenever someone steps up and says something about this remake, whether it be valid or not, because I think there have been a lot of invalid criticisms of the remake as well. Whenever someone steps up and says something about it, they come to the rescue. They put on their white knight's armor. They jump on their trusty steed. They pull out their huge lance. They charge out the front door down the street, trying to find the asshole on the internet who's saying something bad about Naughty Dog and The Last of Us. Okay? Hate to say it, but when Druckmann did what he did with The Last of Us 2 several years ago, he created a cult. That's essentially what he did. He created a cult around the fact that his games are so progressive and so good and so innately great that if you dislike The Last of Us, man, you're a bigot, you're a scumbag, you're a scoundrel, and how dare you. So again, if anyone even says a negative thing about The Last of Us 1 remake, they get categorized as this, and basically the White Knight Force comes out in defense. All right? So what's ended up happening is, there's been a lot of criticism towards the game to the point where there's been actual news organizations covering it as a hot topic, saying gamers on the internet feel that The Last of Us 1 remake is a cash grab, that it is not in any way, shape, or form worth $70, and that they're ripping off the customer by charging that much. Now, what's funny about that is then the actual discussion becomes Naughty Dog is ripping everyone off. It doesn't become, is the remake valid? What about the content of the remake? Do you think the graphics and gameplay improvements will be interesting? What accessibility features are being added? Literally none of that gets discussed anymore. Because if you didn't know, that this game was announced a month ago. It was around this time a month ago. It was E3 week or whatever, and it was supposed to be at Summer Games Fest. It leaked on the internet ahead of time, right? The big announcement or whatever. And since then, a month has passed. Have you heard any concrete information about this game? Have we seen any additional footage since that initial announcement? Have we heard anything about the accessibility features? Have we heard anything? No. No. You noticed that, right? It's just been, oh, it's announced, here's a bunch of stuff about it, and then nothing for a month. But now everyone's still arguing about it. Okay? This is, I swear to God, it's the same situation as Last of Us 2. It's happening again. All right? So, what's going on now, all right, is people who were involved in this remake, all right, are actually from a studio, you may have heard it, Bend Studio. I believe, if I remember correctly, they're the ones who made Days Gone, and they were retasked and repurposed after Days Gone essentially flopped, which sucks. I think it's personally it's a good game, to make this remake. Okay, so they've been redesigning it you know, from the ground up, graphically, gameplay-wise, etc. All right? And what ended up happening was after a few news outlets started running with this story, fans are saying this is a cash grab. And now there's debate in the community about, is it worth $70 or not? Actual game devs from Ben Studio started coming out and being interviewed and saying, no, it is worth it. You don't understand. This is the most painstaking recreation. We have redesigned these graphics from the ground up. This is a completely different graphic engine in the game. The animations are different. The gameplay is different. We have changed enough, all right, that this really will feel like a different game. The problem is that people are kind of desensitized to remakes and remasters because the ones that have come out aren't like the one we're making. You know, just plastering HD graphics and a few new things over a game is not necessarily what we're doing. We're trying to make a whole new game, okay? So that's essentially what they're saying. And then, of course, like I said, the Defense Force comes out. So here's the Defense Force, and here's what they say. They say things like this. Well, technically, anything you sell on the internet is a cash grab. Yeah, in the absolute basis sense of the term, yes, when you sell anything, you're trying to make money, so it's a cash grab. I don't really think that's exactly what people are trying to say here. They're trying to say that this is not worth the money, but fair enough. If you really want to break it down to completely pointless terms, yeah, anything you sell on the internet's a cash grab, okay? Some people are like, well, listen, us fans of The Last of Us want this. Us fans of The Last of Us are numerous. We're going to spend the money because we want to play this game again. You know, essentially what they're saying is we don't care, all right? We don't give a shit at all about your criticism. We feel like it's invalid because we're just fanboys and we're going to buy this no matter what. So just deal with it, okay? Fair enough. You know what? I don't think anyone's going to convince the hardcore fans, the fanboys of Naughty Dog and Last of Us to not buy this game. As I told you guys, these people are consumers. They are here to consume. And 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago at this point, I don't even remember, when Last of Us 2 came out, Neil Druckmann literally created a cult. He created a cult on the internet with what he said and did. His actions actually created this cult-like mentality towards his games. So now, in their mind, buying The Last of Us 1 remake actually is a good moral choice because it supports the values and things that Druckmann is trying to push in his games. It's not about the game. It's not about the quality of the game. It's about a good cause, which is not the case. Buying The Last of Us 1 remake is not going to be a good cause. It's going to be a money-making venture for Naughty Dog and Sony. That's what its purpose of doing this is. They're not painstakingly recreating the graphics and animations and gameplay elements because they feel it needs it. They're doing it because they want to make money. Okay? But these people have actually brainwashed themselves into believing that what they're doing is a morally good choice by spending their money on this game. If you don't believe me, go to Twitter and other social media and read their arguments. Their arguments are nonsensical. They say things such as this. You know, if you just don't like The Last of Us 1 remake, don't buy The Last of Us 1 remake. Okay, I won't. But that doesn't mean that I don't have a valid right to criticize the game and say that it's overpriced. That's the problem is they're like, well, just don't buy it. Well, I'm not going to buy it. That's the point I'm making. I'm not going to spend 70 of my dollars on a game that I've already played and is not a new game. I've already stated that. I'm not doing that. But also I have the right to criticize that as well and criticize you for saying you're going to blindly buy it with no value added. You see? But to them, no. If you listen, if you don't like it, just don't buy it and leave us all alone. Well, all right, I'm not going to attack you, but at the same time, I'm going to criticize it. There's a right to do that. They don't want that right. It's like, I like what I like, and if you don't like it, just leave us alone. Never say a word about it ever. What world is that? Seriously. And by the way, I mean, over the years, right? Here's the thing, and I kind of understand this mentality a little bit, and here's why. Because there's so many people out there who don't like me, right? I think we can agree to that. There's a ton of people out there, whether the reasons are valid or not. There's a lot of people on the internet that just don't like me. Some of them say, okay, I don't like Darkside Phil. I watched a video or two about him. Bye, and I'll never talk about him or mention him or pay attention to him ever again. Right? But then there's some people who are obsessive. I don't like Darkside Phil and his content, so now I'm going to hate watch his content. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to watch everything he does, criticize it strongly, shit on it, rip it out, you know, tear it a new asshole. Then I'm going to participate in communities that hate on him. I'm going to watch restreamers. I'm going to watch This Is How You Don't Play content creators. Then I'm going to take it a step further. Now I'm going to go to Kiwi Farms and other websites, and I'm going to try to systematically harass him and his family. We're going to try to dox him. We're going to try to annoy him, DDoS attack him. We're going to try to do everything we possibly can. We're going to try to prank him. We're going to try to do things that are fucked up in real life to him. We're going to try to go behind the scenes and impersonate him. We're going to try to do things in his name to get him in trouble. We're going to try to actually, yes, this happened. We're going to contact the local marriage office and try to get his marriage annulled. We're going to try to, I'm not kidding, this is the kind of shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you get to a point where it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Wait a minute. There's a difference between, okay, I criticize someone for something I don't like on the internet, and then there is this crazy shit, all right? So please understand that, yes, there is validity in criticism. I have the right to sit on my pre-stream today and say, I think The Last of Us 1 Remake is a cash grab ripoff because they're charging $70 for it. That's perfectly fine. If I went online and started systematically harassing the employees designing the game and harassing Neil Druckmann and harassing the fans of the franchise who want to buy the game, that's when you've taken it too far. And this is the problem in our modern society. We can't separate that for some reason. It's like, you don't understand that there's a space where you've gone too far. Okay? All right. Now, what's interesting about this is that because the Druckmann cult, as I like to call them, or because the fanboy force of The Last of Us has come into effect to defend The Last of Us 1 Remake, essentially what's happened is it spurred even more people to be critical of it. I think if they had just kind of said, okay, whatever, and shut up about it, it wouldn't have gotten as bad as it is. But when you have a rabid fan base that won't shut up about how good something is, it just creates more people who are going to try to be contradictory to you. You see? So, for example, I start seeing people post up things such as the following. Ready? 100% this game is a cash grab. It was probably started in order to somehow intertwine and build hype with the upcoming HBO series of The Last of Us. It's using existing technology. It'll never be built from the ground up. You can't even say that. That being said, just own your product. There's no need to try to do damage control about it. That was in response to the people from Bend Studio coming out and saying, oh, this is built from the ground up. It's not just a rehash. It's not a ripoff. Okay? Here's another one. 100% a cash grab. All that they're doing is porting over animations and mechanics from the sequel game. The game is exactly the same. The story's going to be the same. There's no new creativity here. There's no imagination. It's just a simple cash grab. All right? Here's another one. Actually, the real cash grab was when the PS4 remaster version came out within a year and people paid $60 for it. So there you go. That's not me saying that stuff. That's other people's opinions being posted all over the internet. All right? Personally, here's my feeling. All right? Naughty Dog, Bend Studio, whoever, they have the right to do whatever they want. They own the IP, they own the game. All right? If they feel that selling this remake for $70 is valid, they can do that. That's fine. But then they also have to understand that they're open to valid criticism. No, not everyone who is saying that The Last of Us 1 Remake is a cash grab is a bigot, a prejudiced person, someone who's anti-liberal in agenda. Maybe some of them are. That could very be true. I'll tell you right now, I'm not. But I think that this is a cash grab. 100%. I agree. It resonates with me, some of the things that they're saying. Okay? If they were really remaking the game, they would remake the game. New motion capture, new voice acting, new dialogue, new segments of the game that were not present in the original, right? New story elements. Yeah, you could tell the same story, but you can retell it in a slightly different fashion. You could add in new scenes and characters to extend the length of the game to make it valid that you're, again, charging the full purchase price for the game. Okay? So allow me to give you an interesting perspective that I thought about this morning. Okay?
I'm going to pause right there, mainly so we can pass forward past this fucking rambling as well in a wee bit, but I don't actually think that Phil said the word detractor or trolls. Although, apparently it did say, see what happens. Can we take off political, Alexandros? Why? Why can we take off political? So, let's try and get chat talking about this a wee bit. He went political. Well, did he really? I mean, if chat says so, I'm going to go with chat. I legit. Did they actually say political? Okay, fair enough then. I'm not going to lie, guys. I was like half nodding off. I'm not even kidding. I was literally, my eyes were shutting up and I had to open my eyes and all of a sudden Dashy's like, Twitter. He said Twitter. I was like, oh shit, so anyway. I'm behind, he said Twitter. No. So, Ryder Shinden. So, if it's got an asterisk around it, is something that we can generalise. You know, like, explaining is him just explaining something very stupidly as if you're a fucking 2-year-old or something. If it's not got an asterisk around it, he pretty much has to say that. So, he has to say the bottom line is, he has to say the word positive. And he has to say the word detractor trolls. We are doing very well for bingos. I'll just get the horn. Yeah, no, we got well. So we're 4 away from a full card. We're doing very well. But I don't think he's actually got many tips today, which is strange. So let's start this again. He did refer to trolls ruining his marriage, so I thought it counts for the political stuff. And well, that's not for trolls and detractors. Also, he also went in a story about all the things that's happened to him, but he did not actually say the word detractor or trolls, even though he had so many chances to. He did not actually say the word detractor or trolls in that massive long rant in which he made it all about himself and he talked about how somebody randomly tried to get his marriage annulled. Did he actually say detractors, D-Dog? If he actually said detractors, I'll tick it. Are you sure he said detractors? If D-Dog's sure, I'm going to go with that. Joanne McGreedy as well as saying he did. Okay, fair enough. There's another one I missed. We are 3 away from a full card. Alright, I'm going to play again, right? I'm going to play at 1.25 speed.
You have the Mona Lisa. How many of you know what the Mona Lisa is? Okay? It is a famous painting of a woman posing for the painting. Alright, everyone knows this painting. We've seen it a zillion times. We know the Mona Lisa. Now, obviously, comparing the Mona Lisa to The Last of Us 1 is kind of a stretch. But please bear with me for the sake of this comparison. Okay? Alright. The Mona Lisa is a work of art, but it's old. It's pretty old at this point, right? So, every once in a while, right, you may want to have what they call a restoration. What a restoration entails is that they take the original work of art and they find ways to basically spruce it up, clean it off, and make it look refreshed and new. Are they repainting that work of art from the ground up, completely starting fresh and making a new version of it? No. It is very much still the original work of art. But professionals come in, sometimes with cleaning materials, sometimes with other materials to restore the vibrancy of the color, to clean off dust and cobwebs and things that might have degraded over time. I think sometimes, depending on the work of art and the type it is, they take off like a very cursory top layer of particles to make it like snap, right? Make it pop. They do these various different things, okay? They do these to work of art from time to time. So picture that they've decided to do this with the Mona Lisa. It's still the same work of art. Hasn't changed. The same woman, it's the same scene, but man, we're going to spruce it up for a new audience, a new generation. We want it to look great, all right? But now, they're also going to make this available in other ways that previously it wasn't before, all right? Maybe previously you had to go to an art gallery to see the Mona Lisa, but now this new version of Mona Lisa you're going to be able to see on the internet live. There'll be a live webcam, full 4K HD, set on the Mona Lisa 24/7. So you can go to the Mona Lisa website and see the true Mona Lisa in full 4K quality all day long. All right? It's its own exhibit in a museum somewhere, set up, and all around the exhibit, there's all this periphery content explaining the history of how the Mona Lisa was made and the artist's life story and the woman who's the subject's life story, all this around it. Big exhibit around the Mona Lisa. All right? Great. Okay? And now, they're about to launch the exhibit. It's about to happen. All right? Great. By the way, when it launches, the cost to access the new restored Mona Lisa is more expensive than if you bought the actual original Mona Lisa painting. Okay? It's more expensive to see the new version and all this new stuff around it than if you had the original in your possession. It's actually a premium price tag more than that. Okay? What? Huh? What are you... wait, huh? That's what I mean. Like, it would be one thing if it was like, oh, and it cost a fraction of the cost of the original Mona Lisa to see and exhibit it or whatever. You know what I mean? No, it cost more than the original Mona Lisa to see this one. What? What are you talking about? It doesn't make sense. You see? Now, yes, that's a very big stretch. People are saying, yes. But you see the point. When I describe it like that, you're like, what the fuck? That makes absolutely no fucking sense at all. How would anyone pay more to see the restored Mona Lisa than the cost of the original Mona Lisa? That doesn't even make sense. You're right. And neither does The Last of Us 1 being $70. You're asking people to spend $70 on a game that has been out for a decade. The same story, the same characters, the same exact voice acting, the same music, the same everything, except the graphics look different and some tweaked gameplay elements. You're asking me to spend $70 for portions of a completed game. But that's more than the cost of those pieces. You see? It is called a cash grab. What Naughty Dog is doing is realizing they now have a rabid fan base, a cult if you like, who will consume whatever they put out. They could put out a dog turd that says Naughty Dog's Last of Us 3 and actually sell you a dog turd and people would pay $70 for it. Now, it's up to you to criticize if that's valid or not. But to say that that game is a $70 value, you are just factually wrong. Understand that if you buy it for $70, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with spending $70 on something that you like and you support. And if you want to rally for the cause and say, if I spend more money on The Last of Us, it's a rallying for these values that I believe in, that Neil Druckmann pushed when he sold The Last of Us 2 years ago. I support these values and I want that to keep being in video games. So I will spend $70 on The Last of Us remake. Fine. You have the right to do that. You judge what you want to spend your money on. But that doesn't mean that someone who comes out and criticizes you and says this makes no sense, it's not worth that. Their criticism is not invalid. They are not a bigot. They are not a sexist. They are not an anti-liberal neo-Nazi. They just think you're being stupid because you're wasting money on something that the value is not there. And they have the right to say that on the internet. You don't have the right to degrade them and their opinion just because you are blinded. Okay? Now, there may be some valid reasons why someone would want to spend $70. I'll give you one example here that if this is the case, I support it. If they took all of the accessibility features from The Last of Us 2 and they put them into The Last of Us 1, okay? Now, this admittedly would probably be a small group of people who would monstrously benefit from something like that, but I particularly know one of them, Super Blind Man. He was personally responsible in part, designing the accessibility features for The Last of Us 2. It's one of his most proud achievements in his lifetime that he's done this, and I stand by him 100%. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen when I saw those features in action. Okay, it's amazing that people can play The Last of Us 2 in its entirety who are blind. All right? If that feature is taken out of Last of Us 2 and put into Last of Us 1 Remake, and now people who have never been able to play that game before can experience it in full for the first time because it has those features, then maybe you could argue it's worth $70 because they never played it before. Now they're buying the game outright for the first time, right? And they're able to play it. Okay, fair enough. Then maybe you could argue that. But that's not everyone who's buying it. You know, that's a small group. So for those people, you're justified. Great. And that's the thing in all these cases. People want to see them as black and white. They're not black and white. It's not. Either you're with us or you're against us. Either you're for or you're against. You're good or you're bad, right? You're evil or you're completely good. Paragon, renegade. That's not life. Life is many shades of gray. And these people on the internet need to learn this shit. Instead of just arguing with each other and insulting each other and being stupid to each other. You know, I can definitely see some of the value in a case like that. But again, that's not the people out there that are staunchly defending Naughty Dog and Bend and everything. I haven't seen a valid argument yet for the stuff that they say because they don't have one at this point. You can't justify $70. If only this game were being sold for $30, The Last of Us 1 Remake, $30, there would be no contention at all. It'd be, okay, that makes sense, right? But they're not. They're literally charging a premium price to line their pockets with cash off of the backs of those who they know have become this almost cultish mentality fan base who will consume whatever they put out there. It's not, by the way, it's not just Naughty Dog who's guilty of this. There's other game companies that are exactly the same. Okay? So they're not the first, they won't be the last. It's just sad that we've seen this happen. So that's the situation right now. We'll see what happens moving forward. I don't know how more contentious it's going to get, but I guess we'll see. I'll tell you right now, I'm not buying it. There's no fucking way I'm spending $70 on the same game. Hell no. I already played it twice. Okay. Shout outs on the YouTube side of things today. We've got Spartanius One, who has done a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, I will not be able to watch your Fable stream today, possibly the rest of the week, because I have jury duty to go to. Let's hope I don't get selected. I hope not. I hope you don't get selected. Sorry that you have to go. I don't know how jury duty works where you are. At least here in Washington State, the way that it works is you have to register. When you get the notice, you have to go online and log in and say, yes, I got your notice. And then I think it's like the 24 hours before the date when you have to report, they will tell you online if you're needed or not. If you are, you have to go. If not, you don't have to go. And then you're considered you served for that time until the next time they put you into the rotation again. And so, at least here, you don't have to go. In Connecticut, there were times back in the day you just had to go no matter what. And there were days that I just sat in a fucking courtroom doing absolutely nothing all day long, wasting my fucking time, just to be told at the end of the day, okay, you're not needed, dismissed. Like, wow, that was really, really useful. Really useful that I did that. So anyway, annoying, to say the least. It's a big waste of time. No lie, I understand what you're saying. Hopefully you don't get selected. If you do, I wish I could give you insight. I can't. I've never been on a jury before. They never picked me. So, my nose. Tyler said, what happens if you don't go? If you don't go, essentially what's going to happen is you're going to start getting notices in the mail saying you didn't show up. You're in trouble now. You better show up for the next one. And then if you don't show up again, essentially what could happen is you could be arrested. Now, has anyone ever been arrested for repeatedly not showing up for jury duty? I have absolutely no idea. That's up to you to search on the internet. But you're supposed to be going. And if you don't go, I don't know if anyone will actually come and arrest you or not. I personally have always fulfilled my obligation, so I don't know. Okay. Up next, Babies with Rabies. I don't know if I really like that name. Babies with Rabies did a $20 super chat and says, hey there, Phil. I've been watching you since your Dark Side Phil channel was lost. And you started your DSP gaming channel. So that would have been in 2010. I've never caught you live before. I want to show my support. Thank you for all the memories over the years. Well, thank you to Babies with Rabies. I guess we're actually putting this on the leaderboard, huh? What a name. Thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate that. Hopefully they got their rabies cured. Yikes. Okay. Did I have a chili stain on my chair? No, it came out. I lucked out when I did the Feasting with the King the other day. A piece of chili flew off my spoon and went bloop right here on my chair, and it stained it, and I grabbed water on a paper towel and rubbed it right away. It came out. There's no stain. I'm very pleased about that, because as you see, the chair is lighter colored. It would have sucked if I had a big chili stain on it. Okay. Tips-wise, we start off today with a gentleman by the name of Snow Carl. I've never heard of this guy before. But he tipped $1.50, and he says, to me, it feels like the last couple of months have seen a decline in the amount of $1 to $2 supporters. Big supporters remain steady. If you agree, what do you think is the cause? I don't agree at all. There has been no distinct decline in those kind of supporters. You are completely imagining things. All right. Wait a minute. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do one here, and then I got an actual $1.50 from Big Allen. Technically, Snowcrawl tipped $1.49, so Big Allen tipped $1.50, and that actually makes Big Allen technically the top tipper of the day. All right. Big Allen said the following. Remember, around the early to the mid-2010s, tons of games were going internet required. There was big backlash against that, and a lot of companies stopped doing it. Judging by how inaccessible those games are now, it looks like we dodged a bullet. There you go. But are we dodging a bullet now, or is this happening with Ubisoft? We don't know yet. I guess we have to really find out. Okay. Okay. No, $6.72. The tips total should not be $2.99, because as I stated, the reason that you have to tip $1.49 to tip me is because 49 cents goes to PayPal. Every single tip, there's a transactional fee. It's around 49 cents, so this covers that fee. That way we're tracking it properly. Okay. Excuse me. Saint tipped $1.49. Says, if Last of Us fans want to see a real remake, they should see the Final Fantasy VII remake. They literally made an entire game out of Midgar, full of extra lore, plot, and character expansion. Even a DLC that makes Yuffie's plot relevant to the game. No way The Last of Us is going to be that. Of course, when they say we designed the game from the ground up, it's like, no, you didn't. Well, did you do any new voice acting for the game? No. Did you design any new characters for the game? No. Did you make any new plot points? No. Any new music? No. Did you maybe design a new location? No. Well, what about... No. Are there some new gameplay elements? Yes. Did the graphics look better? Yes. So you didn't make the game from the ground up, you fucking piece of shit lying scumbag. Yes. Yes. The employee from Ben's studio who says that is an asshole, because they're trying to do damage control on a game that cannot be damage controlled. Okay. Thank you, Saint. And yeah, I would agree with Saint here. That is a remake. a game that took everything from the original, made a whole new game out of it that was modernized, completely different from the ground up. Absolutely. Did it have some similar plot points? Yes. But outside of that, you cannot argue that the Final Fantasy VII remake is the same as Final Fantasy VII, the original. You'd be an asshole. Okay. Zeph has tipped me $1.50 and says the reason why Resident Evil 2 and Final Fantasy VII work so well as remakes is because the technology jump from PS1 to PS4 and PS5 was huge. Meanwhile, the tech jump from PS3 to PS5 is not as big, except graphically. So Last of Us Remake just isn't warranted. Correct in my opinion. Some people will disagree. That's correct in my opinion. I agree with you. And thank you for that tip. Spawn Killer tipped me $1.60 to become the top tipper of the day and is excited for Fable. Me too. I'm excited for it. I hope it turns out as a great playthrough. I know it's not going to be an incredibly lengthy playthrough like some other RPGs that I would play. But at the very same time, I think it's a franchise that a lot of people really like. It's a franchise I haven't played in 8 years. So I think that it should be a fun one, for sure. All right, guys. That covers all the shout-outs. Unless anyone has a last-minute thing to talk about, I think we've hit upon all the things we wanted to discuss here on today's Level 1 podcast. Okay. Are we good? All right, guys, thank you so much. Great episode of the Level 1 podcast today. Let's end the show. Let's jump into some gameplay. Oh, yeah. Thank you all. Great discussions. Thank you. And peace. All right. So let's swap over, everyone. I am going to very briefly use the restroom. It's just going to be taking a leak, so it'll be like 2 minutes. No big deal. Don't worry. You don't have to sit here and wait forever. But I do want to take a leak before I start. That way I don't have to take an impromptu break while I'm playing. There we go. I think that might already be centered, actually. Which is great if it is. Okay. Very briefly, let's take like a 2-minute break. Alright, I'll be right back. And then we'll start. Thanks.
So Phil's muted himself, and I don't even think he's going to put ads on. Cool. I think it's going to have a very quick break. Actually, we can go full screen so you guys can see this little chat and all that shit. And this camera as well, not shit. There you go. But, he's not even running ads or playing the music, so this looks like it's actually going to have quite a quick break between like 2 or 3 minutes or something. If it was longer, if it was going to be a kind of long break, then I think he would have actually ran ads and all that shit. All he's done is mute the mic and even left the fucking thing on, so it should be fairly quick, in my opinion. I'm not to mute it. Also, as I said, the stream's still live and, you know, the sound is on, but he just muted the mic at his end, so there you go. I could play some more Meerkat.
Right now, for the next week, I'm literally strapped for cash. The only money I'll have is tips coming in on the streams. And that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. So now in the next few days, I have to raise money to pay my utilities. And then, you know, see what I mean? Like, this is how it is for me. Yet these shitheads out there want to fucking fuck with me behind the scenes, ruin all kinds of financial shit for me. Then on top of that, make stuff up to try to make me sound like a terrible person on the internet. To make money, I have to pay Ben bills. You know, I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay my taxes, pay my back taxes. I have to pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills, bitch. Pay Ben taxes. I have to pay Ben bills, bitch. Day to day, tips to tips, to pay bills and things. Eventually things will get better, but kind of stuck right now with how things are. That's why I'm trying to make money. I have to pay Ben bills. You know, I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to pay Ben taxes. Bills. I have to pay Ben bills. I have to. If you want to sit here and you want to pretend like you're holier than thou, I'm better than those content creators, man. Because I have a job where I work 9 to 5 and I bust my ass at my job and I earn a paycheck, man. And then I come home, see? I'm not on the internet begging for money all day, man. See, I'm better than them, man. No. You're not any better. Everyone's the same. No one's better than anybody else. Get your ass out there and fucking work, bitch.
That is a business related, and I do still have it.
It's WWE champion time. Go, 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 go.
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck.
I love it.
Go, 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 go.
By eBay.
Hell! It's been tough. I always think that it's my fault.
Drinking gin.
Yep, I'm toxic. I love Hulk Hogan's dick. My ass is so fucking stretchy.
Oh, no, you didn't, you motherfucking piece of shit cocksucker. Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you. For now?
Go, 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 go.
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck.
I love it.
Go, 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 go.
For fuck's sake, Meerkat. I wasn't even planning to play the music, but Phil's away in break right now, but fine, I'll play the most recent thing. This thing? Oh, released today. Cool.
Now, I do have a favorite ask. Okay, I mentioned this on tonight's late stream. I'm going to probably be mentioning it on every stream this week. Here's the deal. This week, I have 2 very large bills due. But then, I also have my day off on Wednesday. I'm bringing this up because I need you to refocus your support if you were already planning on supporting me this weekend.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown.
Fucking loser.
Phil's this, Phil's that.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown. Phil's this, Phil's that.
Always going bro.
Phil's a beggar.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar.
If you think that someone who has to live day to day on tips and shit is funny, oh, so hilarious that this guy has stuff financially tight. Ha 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 ha. No, it's not fucking funny. Now shut up.
Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown. Phil's this, Phil's that.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar.
Begging.
Phil's a beggar. Phil's a joke, Phil's a clown.
Always going bro.
Phil's this, Phil's that.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar.
He's a loco.
Phil's a beggar. That's not begging.
Okay, I'll be honest. It makes me nervous because I've noticed recently there's actually been an uptick in super chats, which is great. It helps the channel long term, and certainly I'm not being ungrateful. And if that's the only way that you can contribute or support the channel, great. If you can help me and tip me, please do. That's what I need help with right now, okay? Again, I'm not asking for anything above and beyond. You know idiots will come out and prayers. Phil's saying he wants you to pay directly.
This dude is a piece of fucking garbage.
Yesterday
I'm not playing the rest of this because it's like 9 minutes long. I think I actually picked the wrong thing because it's like, this is like the whole like playlist of multiple songs in one. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but guys, there's other songs on this wee thing here, you know, but check out Meerkat's channel if you want to listen to the whole thing. Give him a like, give him a subscribe alert if you've not done it already. But we've still got Bingo to sort out, so let's watch the end of the Bingo stuff and see if Phil says anything else. So let's go back to the wee thing here. We're so close to a full card. Let's see if he says, oh, it may have a late flurry of tips for all we know. It could complete it, so we're not dead yet, but we're on life support, let's put it that way. Let's see if we can sneak a win right out of death. But as soon as I hit record to start gameplay, the game's over, guys.
You guys won't believe this. So, I was just outside my office. I was walking in the hall. You know, I used the restroom. I was walking in the hallway. And if you can believe it, you ready for this one? Ready? Hold on. Actually, I'm not ready to do it yet. Like here. Are you ready? A really cute cat walked up to me. And he said, meow. Okay. B-Boy Cyclone. To me, $2. And he says, do you still have your Fable 3 coin? You can flip it and make good and evil decisions. No, I would have no idea if I still had that. If I did, all right, in any capacity, if I had that, it would be in my closet, all right? It would be buried. It would be completely buried somewhere in the closet in a moving bin. Likely, if I still had the collector's edition content from Fable 3, which I don't know if I would. Probably not. Most of that stuff either got tossed or given away or both over the years. So, and the thing is, we are going to be going into that closet likely on July 30th. So maybe we'll find it then. But as of now, I don't have it. Okay. Are we good? You guys ready? Will I replay Fable 2 and 3 at some point in the future? I have no idea. I don't know what the future holds. Do you know? I don't think any of us can know what to say what the future holds. It's a possibility. Maybe I would. I don't see why not. Why can't I hear anything? I don't know. Xbox 360, huh? The Red Gamer says, recently I got a kitten and wants to play mostly at night and early morning. Any advice on calming her down? These guys leave her during the course of the day and tire her out to try to get her on your schedule, you see? Okay. Because I was a shaman. What the hell? Smart glass? Does this even exist anymore? Does anyone use smart glass? I don't even know if that exists anymore. Okay. Well, I give a brief overview of Fable. You don't know anything about it? I don't even know that much. All I know is that it was a Microsoft-specific RPG franchise designed for the original Xbox. It did become popular, and then they made Fable 2 and 3 for the 360, but I don't really know much else about it. So, what's up, Yoshino Lover? How you doing today? Good to see you. No, I don't have a particular build in mind because I don't remember playing it. It's 8 years ago. Okay. Smart glass doesn't work anymore, says Shia. Oh, really? The app's dead? Smart glass is completely dead. Interesting. Okay. Are we ready? I'm going to start recording. I'll do a little intro and we'll get started. By the way, I have no idea if the camera should stay here, if I'm going to have to move it. Same thing with the leaderboard. We'll see. 2018 was the last time you could sync smart glass with Fable. Wow. Okay. Calling says, I used to really like smart glass. I never used it much. I had some cool features back in the day. Like 8 to 10 years ago, huh? Okay. Are we ready? Let's get started. Here we go. Hello, everyone out there.
And that's the end of fucking Bingo. He's recording for YouTube now for his gameplay. So we were 3 shy of a full card. I think I'm going to get rid of the bottom line as, to be honest, because that's killed us a few times now. And I might, I'll tell you, but I know. So we were close again, guys. It's a very good bingo, obviously. I mean, we actually got things like political. I didn't expect political to happen. He actually said family and he said friends as well randomly. And he even talked about, he actually mentioned detractors. So we got quite a good bit done. I think that we should go through the bingo card though before we end things. And then we can go to another detractor stream. I'm not sure who else is streaming. I could check actually right now who else is restreaming and I can do a live redirect. Who else is streaming? Ravens Dolphin is then... Your options are basically Raw DDM or Dark Days Mirror for watching the gameplay if you want to watch a gameplay of a shit table. But I don't know. Fuck it. You can find it yourselves, I guess. It's not actual detractor. I mean, it's kind of weird. Is it weird that I don't consider DDM like a detractor because they do like just restreams, even though I know they're a real person, I've talked to them, but it's weird that I think of them as like, they're not real. Even though they're literally real and they set up this shit. And I'm going to set up Dark Days Mirror as a redirect, I think. But guys, I am thinking, should we get rid of the bottom line is... Also, should we change the tips total for bingo? Like, should I lower it from $20 in tips to like 10 or 15? Is 20 too high, do you think? Especially these days with inflation and all that. The bottom line is classic, keep it. Although the bottom line is, it's as classic as it is, it's also not that common. I'm going to Pig right now, and I'm going to type in bottom line as... I know we can't win all the time, but I don't actually know how common this is. It used to be fairly regular. Hang on, podcasts. So, the last time Phil said the bottom line was on a podcast was in May. He said it once on the 15th of May. He used to say it fairly regularly. He said it a few times in April. but he's only said it once in May, didn't say it at all in June, and has not said it so far in July. You understand what I mean when I say, like, maybe I should remove it because he doesn't use it anymore? He has some phrases and things that he comes back to. Like, sometimes he'll say it a lot, and sometimes he'll go through spells and phases where he'll say something a good bit, and then he'll just, like, memory hole it for a while. Does Snow Carol tip often? Yeah, quite regularly. Snow Carol tips often. I'm not going to throw in Snow Carol. I'm not going to put Snow Carol as one of the things that Phil might say. Oh, I guess it's possible. Get rid of the bottom line is, and maybe count super chats and tips. Count super chats. That's actually. Oh, the thing is, that's kind of harder to track super chats. At least if you're not paying attention. He does not log how much he's made in super chats. Obviously, he keeps track of his tips total, but you'd have to really pay specific attention to see where he is on super chats and make sure you're not just. I legit was fucking falling asleep in this goddamn stream. I was that bored of Phil. I think some of you are falling asleep as well, to be fair, you know what I mean? It was such a boring fucking stream today. Good card, boring stream, boring Phil, as usual. Right. He mentioned $20 super chat. Well, he mentioned it outright, that's what I'm saying, though. It's not a given that's going to happen a lot. That rant puts me to sleep, yeah. It's like when I had that phase of keep saying thus in completely the wrong context, yeah. Right, where's the bottom line is? Because the bottom line is, I'm nooking that bastard. That's the bottom line for me. That line, I'm trying to find it. I found it, there you go, yeah. Bottom line is, ... can fuck off. And, I'm thinking, I'm going to lower this to 15. 15, I think it's actually still good. It's not excessively high. And these days he actually is fairly, it's not unusual for him to be in single digits for a podcast, for a stream, and a podcast anyway. A lot of times it is quite a slow start. I think 15 I think is a reasonable amount to lower it to. I mean, look at today, it was only about 7. So I'm not even halfway to that. I'm not even like, even if we got double the tips today, we still would have been short technically because Phil would have only registered, $14. So I think 15's quite reasonable. Is factually an option? I don't even know if he says it that often. Factually, as you can see, I've added unique. So let me type in factually in PigGo. He said it once in the 10th, and he said it in the 3rd. He said it twice this month so far, and he said it a handful of times in June. He does say it, but it's not often. It's a legit handful of times he says factually. I'm not sure if it's enough to be considered a thing to implement. Cryptic has been seen high returns. But the word cryptic, let me search for that. Cryptic, to fair, yeah, but that's only because he's playing fucking these retro games like Zelda and all that shit. Wrong. Wrong's a good shout, actually. Wrong is a very good shout. He said it 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. He said the word wrong 6 times yesterday. Yeah, I should have said wrong quite a lot. He said it 6 times alone on the podcast yesterday. Okay, wrong might be a good shout, although it's weird how he said it a lot on the 10th, he said it a lot on the 9th. Oh, he mustn't have said it at all on... No, actually, that's actually, no. I said the 9th, but technically I mean the 8th. 6th, he said it a couple times, the 5th. Generally I'll say it once or twice a stream, and sometimes more than that if he's in a real angry rant at someone. So I think wrong could be a good one to add. I'm going to add it now. So, wrong. Whoops, I did not know I did there. Did I mean to select all? Okay. Oh, well, whatever. Wrong is there. I got it. I've got it saved. Anything else we need to remove, or maybe replace family with wife, Jasper? It's funny because we actually have. Actually, let me just make it sort of smaller so it's all on one page. There you go. we have my wife, and we have Jasper, and then we also have family. So we have family here, we have Jasper here, and then we have my wife here. What I might do is, I mean, what one would I remove? Would I remove my wife and Jasper, or would I remove family? Parents, I don't think actually. I mean, I don't know. I could, rather than, it would be a very lazy thing to do, but I could remove my wife, Jasper, and family, and just have one thing for him talking about family. Like, what if we had something like that, where if he mentions anything to do with his family, which includes Jasper, because to him, Jasper is family. So if he mentions his parents, if he mentions his cousin, if he mentions an uncle or an aunt, or if he mentions his wife, in any context where he talks about his family, that could be a tick. And that means we're getting rid of this, and we're getting rid of this. And we're also getting rid of, where's family down here? Where is, there it is. Get rid of this as well. So does that sound good for people? Everybody talks about family in general. We've got a thing in general. Just so that asterisk grounds, it means it just covers the whole fucking lot. And I don't think there's anything else relating to family in there, is there? That I've missed, like words wise, whatever. Like parents. There's nothing for parents on the list. Okay, cool. So I think we're good in that regard. What about day off? Day off's in there. Day off's one of the. Yeah, day off is here. Do you want it gone, do you mean? I mean, we can look at, we can obliterate it if you want, although it's a good one to have. He does mention it quite a bit. Even when he's not even close to day off, he likes talking about his day off. He mentions it a lot, yeah. I personally wouldn't want to get rid of day off. So the whole list you can see right in front of you, we've got him having scat talk, him saying sound good, which does say quite a bit. He said it a lot today. Him saying Twitter, no, keep it, I was trying to find out, you can see, okay, no worries. Day off is okay. I'm saying Twitter, him saying okay, alright, help, him being toxic in general. This is a thing, we were confused today about what is defense mode and what is pig split. Some people say defense mode is him being like aggressive towards chat, trying to defend himself. Whereas like, that's what I'm saying, what is defense mode and what is toxic? There's a few things here that kind of cross over, you know. So pig-splaining defense mode and being toxic, you could argue are kind of lumped together a little bit in some sort of capacity. They can kind of merge together depending on how he goes off in one, essentially. So I don't know. It's like, is there anything here that needs to get rid of because it's maybe too close to something else? Like hateful slurs and toxic, is that the same thing? You think they feel different? Yeah. We'll keep it for now until it becomes a problem. We'll keep it for now then. Those things. Jeffrey Walsh, to me, defense mode is him trying to justify something that may come across as. He's basically trying to justify why he's a prick. You know, like today, for example, I thought him trying to justify why he needs a meal out with his wife on his day off. He's trying to justify that he needs one restaurant visit a week with his wife, even though I do not understand how Phil thinks it's a normal thing. Does he actually not understand this is not an actual normal thing for most couples? Most couples do not fucking go out once a week for a meal. And yet he's trying his best to argue that he needs this because 6 days a week he's stuck in the house having dinners made at home. So that's like defense. To me, that was defense mode today by him trying to justify he needs a restaurant visit with his wife on his day off because they're stuck in the house for 6 days a week straight having home cooked meals and he needs the restaurant visit. That's defense mode to me when he's trying to argue and justify that. Explain is essentially when he's explaining something like you're a fucking retard. That's what pig-splaining is. Like, so the whole thing where he's like, he's trying to, so him trying to explain like fucking this most simplest basic shit, you know, like you'll fucking go, oh, you guys know what a calculator is? A calculator is where you got a bunch of numbers that go from 0 to 9, and you got things like you got the addition button, and you got the subtraction button, and you got the multiplication button, and you got a divide button, and you get these special calculators, you know, they're called scientific calculators. We have a bunch of different things and mathematical things you can do to it, like cosine and algebra. But no, a basic calculator, guys, you'll type in all these numbers. And you'll even have like a little decimal point if you need the decimal point. And you can do things like you can add numbers up and you can subtract numbers. It's amazing. It's a really cool tool. I used it all the time when I was in school for trying to add up things. Snort. That's what I'm saying. That's the kind of thing that PigxarAnimations is, where he takes like an absolute fucking basic, simple shit and is like, he just pretends that you're a fucking absolute brain-dead moron, which a lot of his fans are. And he just explains it like they're fucking morons, as if like they don't know the basic shit. Defense is trying to justify his position and validate it with some typical full BS. Yeah, exactly. Takes as long as when he breaks down telling a subject. Yeah, they have a play button. Yeah, would making something about himself be a good shout for being on a bingo card? Yeah. How would I phrase this? Like something like that, all about me. Makes about self. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying. It's a very good suggestion, Jeffrey Walsh, but I'm trying to work out. He treats his audience as if they're children, but he doesn't entertain children. At least that's what he says. He's not a children's entertainer. That's what he says. Yeah. What's the best way, Jeffrey Wolfshank, of trying to explain this? I like your idea a lot, but it's just trying to explain it in a very short, contained way. Ryder Shouldn't says, I have been watching DSP for years now, but I still don't understand why he doesn't mute his snorts. It's so disgusting. It's because he's a disgusting piece of shit. He likes the idea of fucking making people disgusted. He knows for the most part that his fans are there paying attention. He knows the ones paying even more attention are people like me and you. We're the fucking idiots that have to fucking re-listen to this shit often because we're the ones making our detractor videos, not shit. So we're the ones that are going to suffer more because we get to hear that more than his dumbass fans do. His fans are a one and done kind of crowd, you know. They'll sit through it once, clap their hands like some stupid children, throw him some money, and then be on their merry way to like a window or something. And for us fucking detractors, if I can pour over what he says, not shit and analyse what he says, we're going to have to fucking hear it over and over again because that's what I'm saying, that's what we do. Is projection a good catch-all phrase for it for... could be. Projection. So the definition of projecting is when someone unconsciously is taking unwanted emotions or traits you don't like about yourself and attributing them to someone else. I guess that's not really projectionism, is it? Come on, name it me, re. I guess that's a shout. You just go me, re mode. Me, re mode. I think that's actually a good way to work it, you know. I mean, we've got Pigsplaining on there after all, and so that could be a good way to go. Also, he's been talking about Maximilian Dude recently. I've been a long time Max's fan, and seen Phil's attempt on trying to analyse things like Max does, only to fail. Yeah. Phil is usually kind of complimentary towards Max, although he's got a few like sneak disses in there, like backhanded compliments to him at times. But for the most part, Phil does seem to kind of somewhat, I don't know if respect is the right word for it, you know. He doesn't dislike him, I think. He tolerates Maximilian Dude, I think, DSP. That's probably persecution complex. I'm going to stick to me remode if it fits the DSP theme perfectly. But it makes me remode is him just basically making it all about himself. I think it's a good. I like the Bill Brasky suggestion of me re, and I think it fits perfectly. So it's a great suggestion from Jeffrey Walsh. So Jeffrey Walsh's suggestion of when he makes something about himself, and we're going to nickname it the me remode. He's jealous of Max, but is afraid of getting on the bad side of Max's fans. Probably, yeah. Probably, very, very likely, yeah. So yeah, so people are happy with a bingo card for next time. So next time we go and play bingo, tomorrow, which will be the last bingo stream of the before Phil's day off. So yeah, people are happy with what they see in front of them. So people are happy with the whole list so far of him having like, so any scat talk, sound good, Twitter okay, alright, help, top safe, top burp, text one, no like smack members, drink support, fuck time, digging in ear, positive content, leaning band day off, Jojo say comment, dumb and close up, board, chill, go, clear and honest, idea itself, brag defense, more people saying years ago story, nobody / no one behind the scenes, hands through hair, drama, hateful swords, touch his face, your story, on demand engagement, you guys variety, chair creek, that being said, interactive bells, likes, 15,000 tips, that's what it is, reality meaning, you know what I mean, arm clear, gifted memberships, react, y / t-post, detractor / trolls, new games like slap, dead air, voice, crack, shock, here's a deal, friends, hate to say, choose, nails, stands up, edition, thumbs up, voted, excited, camera, point, I'm being told, cause it would be great, see what happens, wildlife, big silent laugh, upgrade, pig explain what I mean by that is, sir, unique, wrong family, and me, reload. So people are satisfied with that. For next time we play bingo. If we are, then fantastic, and we can probably call it a wrap for tonight. One check. And him checking his phone, I think it's BST. He uses his phone for news stories. He literally uses his phone for news stories. So that would be a guaranteed anyway. He's always going to do a news story. And he always uses his phone for it because he's on Twitter essentially reading a story. So a phone check would kind of... It'd be like a snort essentially, you know? It's going to happen every time. Yeah, he's always on it, but he uses it for the podcast, you know? So I feel like it's a cheap one, personally. That because we know that happens every time, BST. The thing is, though, everything on this list, essentially, everything you see in front of you has a chance of not happening once. It does. You know, you might be skeptical, but everything you see on this list actually has a possibility of not happening on a Phil stream. I'm not saying it all wouldn't, but I'm talking about individually. So I don't like that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you get what I'm saying here. It's not a guarantee. For example, the y / t-pose, even though he does it quite a lot, sometimes he doesn't. And sometimes we have to have a debate and chat whether it counts as well. Because it's one of those ones that gets close, you know. This is what I'm going to do, guys. I forgot about this. Where is political? Political... Did I get rid of it already? I think I did, actually. Yeah, I think I already got rid of political. Yeah, that's the one I wanted to get rid of because that's a bad one for us. Only the snort is eternally possible. Yeah, exactly. The snort's a free space. I've always liked the idea of the snort being the free space. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes he doesn't actually burp. It's weird. I mean, it depends, obviously. He usually drinks fucking fizzy water, so it's usually a gimme that he will burp. But he has had times where he's actually controlled it. It's strange. I know, it's weird. Some of these words, you expect him to fucking... He really uses the soundboard a lot less these days. The soundboard seems to only get used very randomly. Like, very seldomly as well. That used to happen every stream, the soundboard. Now, you're lucky if it happens once a week. You really are lucky if it happens once a week. The soundboard is like one of these kind of forgotten props, which he'll occasionally use now and again, but it's weird, man. It is very weird. I don't know. It's like, I'm actually tempted to fucking remove soundboard, but I'll keep it for now. If there weren't so many terms on there, we'd probably be able to cherry pick a full house. Well, that's exactly like Jeffrey Walsh, and that's why I try and make it random. I ask someone in chat to pick a word or phrase from the whole list, and I get someone else to pick a number, and then by that we have and that generate 1,000 different cards. And because of that, we can pick something at random, which will give us a strongish card, but I don't want it to be too easy, you know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I'm adding these different things, you know. So we've got Sir. Sir is not something I actually felt very confidently about being on this list. But my chat voted for, we had a poll at the start of the stream, and it won by like 56% voted yes. So we've got it in our chat. We've got it in the bingo for next time. Maybe it's a side effect of his PC being on its way out, as if they weren't so nice. Yeah. The bank fraud phone call had no snorts. Exactly, BST. You know, he can control it sometimes. It's bizarre. he had a sponsored stream before when he was on Twitch. And he actually had a sponsored stream where, like, I think the chat could interact with what could happen on the screen as well. It's weird, a kind of weird game. But he didn't have a single snort. He played that whole fucking thing without a single goddamn snort because it was like some strange sponsored stream where you knew he had some eyes in him to, like, perform professionally. It's bizarre. Bill Brasky, given an Abe Simpson square for when he talks about back in the day. I nearly missed that. But we have got something like that. There is a YouTube legacy story thing. Years ago story, there you go. Years ago story can be like that if it's not even about YouTube. But we also have the YouTube legacy story if he mentions what it was like back in the day for him on YouTube. So we have got a couple of things that would fit that category, Bill Brasky. Yeah, fuck it, guys. He can control. He can kind of control his snorts if he chooses to, if he actually makes an effort to. But the thing is, Phil's lazy. He does not like making effort if he doesn't feel he needs to. He'll just roll with it. Is it, oh, I need to take this kind of medication beforehand and like fucking do this and that? It's like, fuck that shit. I'll just fucking snort. I can't be arsed for this extra effort. My fans are used to me snorting by now. No, it's a fucking thing the way it is. I think we're gonna call it quits there though. Let me actually refresh Phil's stream.
That's correct.
Shut up, Phil, you fucking prick. He's up to $18 in tips right now. So he's playing Fable. He's playing Fable. He's up to $18 in tips, and he looks a bit miserable as usual, which is great to see. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it quits there, though, guys. Thank you very much once again for joining us. I do appreciate it, man. I appreciate all the help and support for making sure I didn't miss anything and all that. We'll go back to our card. So, is there anyone live streaming him, or is it still DDM? That's something I never done. I never set up the Dark Dave Mirror redirect. Yeah, I didn't actually set up the Dark. Fuck it. You guys want to go to Dark Dave's Mirror? I'll just fucking. I mean, the link's there. There's a fucking link to Dark Dave's Mirror. So yeah. So if you want to fucking watch the full stream and add a track to the channel, there you go. I'm going to call it quits there, guys. So yeah, thank you very much for turning up. I appreciate it. And yeah, cheers for the contributions, cheers for the subs, cheers for everything, essentially. You know, but I'll catch you guys tomorrow for what will be Phil's final stream before his day off. So expect some desperation for him to try and get as many tips as possible to fund that day off. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow will be a day where we get a full 25 out of 25. But for now, it's been King Jad. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace out.